Jonathan was unhappy with his contract.
He
so
wanted
there was
a new
vulnerability.
extension.
But paying him whatever that was, I think would have been very good for the Green Bay Packers. But Christian Watson, I think keeping him and having him grow into where he's at, hopefully he stays healthy, was the right play. I think we have. I think I have an idea for a. Let's throw it out. Riley, you haven't taken any calls this week. We didn't have show on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Which you can only get one. What former Badger that never played for Green Bay do we wish we would have had play for Green Bay? Because JT23, obviously Joe Thomas, there was rumors.
Joe Thomas. Was
J.J. Watt had opportunities to do it. Obviously T.J. Watt with the draft pick. Like there is a large number that I think, because I always get, why didn't the Packers draft more Badgers? I couldn't agree more. I think we should. But let's throw it out and see if people dial up and are interested in that at 844-770-3776. I think it's I got it now with the Iron Jock and everything else. That number's in my head. Who would it be for you as a who would you
on here?
Who would you want have to have covered?
So Joe Thomas for sure.
You only get one.
I know.
Okay.
Can I say who would be next in my power
So
rankings?
Joe Thomas for sure.
Yeah.
Because I'll just say this. Had we gotten Joe Thomas at that time, I'm out of a job.
No, not at the draft. Like at the time that they were that the Browns might be trading him so he could find a new home. That
still would have been about that same time. So that's why I wouldn't pick Joe.
He wasn't going to play right tackle.
I literally had the discussion with some of the personnel people, and they basically told
if
me,
we get Joe Thomas.
I said, boy, Joe, you think this Joe Thomas? And that's sometimes you don't ask questions you don't want answers to.
That can't
it would have
be
been
true.
Well, it would have been me or Cliffy, and Cliffy at that point they could have moved him to right tackle. I don't know how that would have all shaken out.
He wouldn't have moved to
right
tackle.
I don't know how that would have all if they would have paid him the same. Yeah, he would have.
Well, that's fair.
Joe would have been great. I think for me, I don't know. I'm gonna have to chew on this a little bit to think about who that might be. I think Chris Chambers might be up at the top of the list for me.
This is so not. I don't understand where this is coming from.
What is coming?
Joe Thomas's final season in Cleveland was 2017.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about trading him long after you had retired.
No, this was like probably 08 or 2009.
No, there was a year, and again, is Joe
coming?
Joe coming
got
to
drafted, 07?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it had you drafted him. Yeah, you're probably right.
Because it was going to be like this, hey, he's going to finally go to a contender.
Yeah, because the Broncos went after him hard. Yeah.
And
okay.
so
all right, maybe I'm wrong on my timeline.
Let me just be clear.
Okay. I'm wrong on my timeline.
Well, let me just be clear.
I don't know if I want you to be clear.
I am not acquiring Joe Thomas if it means you're out of a job. I would not have even said that here.
I'll be honest. I would understand. There's sometimes
I'm sure you would.
You have to be rational.
But as your official biographer, I would not have done
sure.
that. If I get a second choice, then it's J.J. Watt when we did Watt Watch. I don't know how did his time in Arizona go?
I feel
like he had an impact initially.
He was injured, and then I think his last year he was pretty impactful.
Yeah.
At that point, no. If it was the beginning of his career, absolutely. At that point, he was pretty banged up.
So is your parameters for this, before I give the phone number again, or you do since you know it now, is it getting him from the jump? Because obviously Joe Thomas would have been great to get in 2007 at the third overall pick.
In their prime.
In their prime.
Yes. I don't want back end, maybe steal a half a year.
Okay. So that's where J.J. Watt was at when he went to Arizona. That's where Joe was at the end of his career when he stayed in Cleveland. I feel like T.J. Watt, who they should have drafted, but they evaluated him and were wrong in their evaluation in the 2017 NFL Draft, is probably the answer that I would give then. But we will take your calls on this, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. That is the carbless talk and text line. Less is more. Yeah, Joe Thomas, 6-time first-team All-Pro. His last time being an All-Pro was 2015. So I feel like it was like 15, 16
I think
where
there
was talk about him being dealt. So Brooks Bollinger, our favorite Badgers quarterback.
No, he's not who I'd say they should draft.
No, but he might be here today.
He is scheduled. All I can go off of is this.
Oh, can I see?
Called it an alpha list, and I'm thinking, what these guys are all
alphabetical, or they're
alphabetical, and that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Sometimes you don't need to slang everything. Is kind of my thought.
Okay. Well, maybe we can get Taylor Melhalf, and we can talk about kickers and the challenges that kickers face, because Lord knows that's applicable to the Green Bay Packers. Zach Showalter's on. There's some big names on here. Friends of the show. Speaking of friends of the show, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin have been a friend of the show since the show began.
They have been, and if you've been putting off replacing your windows and doors, now is the time, because Pella of Wisconsin, they're offering 0-interest financing options to fit your needs. Again, that is 0% interest, and in Wisconsin, your home takes a beating year-round. The right windows and doors can improve comfort, boost energy efficiency, and upgrade your home's look. Pella's experts will help you find the perfect fit for your home and within your budget, all with 0-interest financing options. You can upgrade now and pay over time without paying a dime in interest. Don't wait. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
Lauren Carlini, I can guarantee I'll get a request. Well, Sydney's not listening to the show. She's in school. But I can tell you that's the Badger she would love for us to have on. All right. Again, who is the Badger that never played for the Packers that you would want the Packers to have gotten?
Yes.
So that eliminates you, because you played there. Jared Abbrederis.
Yep.
Bill Ferrario.
Yep.
Who am I missing?
Randy Wright.
Randy Wright. The list is not long. And frankly, I don't know if people know this, but Ted Thompson legitimately was reluctant to draft Badgers, not because they were good players, but he honestly thought that it put more pressure on them to play for the home state team. Do we go all the way back to Troy Vincent when
that would have been a good one.
Took T-Buck instead?
Chris Chambers again.
Another one instead of Robert Ferguson. 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talkin' text line. Lists is more. We will have more from University Ridge at the Legends Golf Outing next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
At Ewald Automotive Group, we don't just see the uniform, we see the people in them. Ewald salutes those who serve and are brave first responders. Thank you for your dedication, sacrifice, and for keeping us safe. As always, service members and their families can benefit from the Ewald Military Advantage Program with special pricing and incentives on every vehicle. And for every new car sold this month, we'll make a donation to local military and first responder charities. Thank you from Ewald Automotive Group.
Some companies build projects. At Professional Construction, Inc., we build relationships.
That means showing up early, taking pride in the details, and having each other's backs, on and off the job site.
We're looking for skilled carpenters who really care about their craft and want to be part of a team.
Not just another paycheck, but a place where the people you work with actually matter.
If you work hard, take pride in what you build, and want to join a tight-knit crew, then we'd love to meet you.
Apply today at professionalconstructioninc.com.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed. Mamma mia! Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. And while buying a home is a big deal, it certainly doesn't have to be and shouldn't be a stressful experience. At Great Midwest Bank, we combine competitive rates, fast pre-approvals, and honest advice from knowledgeable loan officers to help you every step of the way through your home buying or building journey. For 90 years, our customers have been part of the GMB family. Experience a state of tranquility at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Remember how you felt when you were 25? Your morning workouts were a breeze. You had a drive that kicked in way before your first cup of coffee. Does it feel like you're losing your edge? You know, it might not be your age. It could be low testosterone. At Mentality, we'll get to the bottom of what's really going on and build a personalized plan using testosterone replacement and peptide therapies to help restore your energy, focus, and drive. Get back to being the guy you used to be. Book your appointment with Mentality at lowtusa.com. Again, that's lowtusa.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Wilde and Tausch live from the Badgers Legends golf outing. How do you feel about
Which one of these turns this volume down a little bit?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll figure it out.
There's people that know that kind of thing.
Wow, figured you're a 20-year vet. I should know myself. I'm hand up. So this topic sucks, is what I've been told, huh?
What, just because people haven't called?
Yes, that's typically how that goes.
It feels like a text topic to me.
You think so?
You just text in a name.
All right.
Wait, Riley, you didn't even answer, and you're from a different generation when it comes to the Badgers, right?
Yes.
So who would be the one? Who would be the name that you would select first before we get to any others that have been submitted to us? As I work on a tweet that will get no engagement because your guy Elon Musk.
Elon.
So I'd say, I mean, I feel like you guys hit on the two big ones already. It's either Jonathan Taylor or T.J. Watt. Probably for impact, I'd go T.J. Watt, and the Packers actually had a chance at selecting him. But if we want the fun option, and the Packers theoretically could still get this guy, let's go get Dare Agumbawale, former Badgers running back, kicked for the Texans on the off occasion. So I think that'd be fun. That'd just be a good locker room presence, give the running back room some depth, and he can kick, too, in case Mac can't cut it. So we're locked in.
I did not expect, as much as I like Dare Agumbawale, I did not expect a vote for him. What have you gotten so far as the tweets on the Wilde and Tausch Twitter feed?
So on the text line.
Text line.
Yeah,
my fault. I'm focused on the tweets. Sorry.
No worries. T.J. Watt is the name coming up the most. We got Joe Thomas. The one that caught my eye, though, we have Greg with no location. He says Jimmy Leonard, which the Packers picked up Jimmy Leonard.
I'm trying to think when he got drafted. Was he an undrafted guy, or he was sixth? Maybe he was a sixth round pick.
I feel like he chose Jim Leonard not to have played for the Badgers, but or for the Packers, but to have coached for the Packers.
No, I don't think.
I don't want to speak for Greg, but I think that was a very. I took that as a very clever kind of a dig,
a maneuver, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you look back on the T.J. Watt trade back, take Kevin King, draft Vince Beagle. So they did draft a Badgers outside linebacker edge player. Do you look at that as one of the greatest draft misses not just in Packers history, but perhaps in NFL history?
No, I don't think it's NFL history, but it definitely, because I keep coming back to this. If you don't put Watt in a Badger uniform, are we still having this conversation? Because TJ's a Hall of Fame player, and he has been obviously a huge, impactful player for Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was someone else, would you still be having that conversation? You would, but not to this degree because he's right in your backyard.
Had he been T.J. Smith, who played at Georgia?
Yeah, I don't think the same amount of passion because obviously the state of Wisconsin loves the Watts, and I think they wanted to see T.J. come here and be that impactful player that J.J. was. And, I mean, you could make an argument that T.J.'s career has probably been – has it been as good as J.J.'s or has it been better?
I think they're neck and neck.
It is very close. I think J.J. at his peak maybe was a little more impactful, but T.J. Watt's career has been unbelievable, and it would have been great to see him do it in the green and gold. And I would think if you look back as far as where the biggest missteps were, Troy Vincent, T-Buck, I think you could say that. But T-Buck, again, we have to keep remembering, had a pretty good NFL career.
Still had 50 picks in his career,
Kevin
yes.
King has not. And so when you factor all of that in, I think you can make a very good argument. It's probably, from a Packer-Badger standpoint, the biggest miss of that group.
So I'm always fascinated by what-ifs. So if you draft T.J. Watt in 2017 and he is the T.J. Watt that he has turned out to be in the NFL, then you probably don't draft Rashawn Gary in 2019.
Well, you certainly don't pick up Zadarius Smith.
Right.
That is not happening. So,
or Preston Smith, one or the other.
And
right?
you didn't win with those. I mean, you won, but you didn't get over the hump with that group either. So that's, I think, the always looking at it, if T.J. Watt had led Pittsburgh, and it's not his fault. We all know this is a team game. It always looks a little bit different when you see a championship attached to someone that could have been. In this case, I think the Packers, would Micah Parsons be here? Because
Right.
T.J. Watt, you probably would be still paying him.
The Steelers still are.
Yeah.
Right?
So there's always questions to what ifs. Now, Goody, I don't believe, probably would have paid T.J. Watt that because of the age, especially this last time around, whereas he obviously is very comfortable paying Micah what he's paying him.
So I remember there was another, because when you're sitting in the room during the draft, not the draft room, but the media room, and there's a Badger that's on the radar, it is always, there's a little bit of a buzz, right? Because we're all familiar with the Badgers players, that even if we don't cover the Badgers and we cover the Packers. I remember this in 2013 as well, and they end up taking Eddie Lacy after they trade back, and Monte Ball goes before Eddie Lacy. Now, it turned out, again, people can say what they want. Eddie Lacy seems to have resurfaced on social media. He's lost a bunch of weight.
Oh, really?
And so he's been kind of doing some stuff,
Okay,
and people are
good.
talking about him and to him again. People, I swear he is one of those players that people forget. He had back-to-back 1,100-yard seasons. Like, he was really good. And while he is the cautionary tale of the league comes at you fast, I think there are people that have forgotten that he was a pretty damn good running back for these guys.
He was a beast. And I think the way it ended, and again, the way
what Mike said about him.
all of those things stung. But Eddie Lacy, in his very short prime, is a hell of a player for the Green Bay Packers. And I would not say a wasted draft pick by any stretch of the imagination. I would say he was an impactful 3 or 4 year player that it's very hard to overstate how important he was to what that 014 team. No doubt is the best team Aaron Rodgers played on. No doubt. And Eddie Lacy is a huge part of that.
When you say
anybody going to argue that?
When you say that, you are including a Super Bowl champion team.
Yeah, that team was better than the Super Bowl championship team.
I don't disagree.
That tells you
really
how
is interesting.
It tells you how difficult it is to win a championship, and it doesn't always have to be.
Are you
the
channeling
smoothest.
your inner Dorsey Levens from the Tellurian now?
No, I mean
should,
that was just a good reminder of that. But great teams don't always win championships. That team, talent-wise, and was the best of Mike McCarthy's time. That includes our 07 team, the championship team. And I know you're crazy, the championship team. No, if you're just looking at talent and depth of where they were, that team should have won a championship. They know that, That's why it stings. Getting beat in the playoffs stings regardless. These losses never leave you when you have it. And I'm certain if you bring you bring guys from that team on, they'll have the same conversations that you could talk about in the 4th and 26. And that was 3 removed from a Super Bowl. When you're that close, it's even that much more. But I'm sure the guys that are celebrating 30 years of Super Bowl championship in New Orleans, every one of them that was on that team the next year will tell you that game sticks with them more than the championship does.
So do you believe that?
Do you not believe that?
No, I do. I
Okay.
think you made a great point, and I don't know if I've ever heard anyone say it the way you did it. Like, I've heard people talk about how good they were and how they should have won a Super Bowl, and everybody remembers the meltdown in Seattle.
I think you could make a really good argument. There is not a doubt in my mind. You've been covering the team 30 years. The 96 team is the gold standard.
I would agree with that.
14 is the second.
When you look back on 03.
Agree or disagree?
No, I have to agree because.
Well, you don't have to.
No, I have to agree because you're right. Oh. Because 07, first of all, what you guys did in 07, and I would never downplay what you guys did, but that was not expected, right? I mean, you won 4 in a row to finish 8-8 the previous year, but I don't think anybody thought 13-3, and then when the Cowboys lose, you're hosting the NFC Championship.
Had we not hosted that game and had to go to, I think it would have been down to Dallas. Dallas would have been a heavy favorite against us.
Right.
And I don't know how that would have shaken out. It would have been tough sledding to go down there. So that season was just, I think that was an ice cream on top of an ice cream cake type of deal.
Do you look at the 2003 team that had the game in Oakland and Al's pick in the wild card round and all the things, the crazy ending where Minnesota loses in Arizona while you guys are beating the tar out of Denver? Do you look at that team that if 4th and 26 doesn't happen, it is a Super Bowl team?
Well, we would have had one on the road
in the NFC Championship.
That would have been a very emotional. Obviously, if we could have finished the deal and beaten Philadelphia like we should have, that would have been a whole different animal. I think we felt like we had a lot of things going our way, and that's why. And it's not that means we would have won a championship because, as I've said numerous times, everybody knows it's really hard, and there's other things have to be in play. But, yes, we felt great about that football team. And I would say outside of the 2010 after that New England loss, ironically, and then the way we went on that roll, you felt like, yeah, we're not losing anybody. We had that same feeling until we did.
One other thing on this, because we were talking about Jonathan Taylor, I would like to talk a little bit about the Packers running back situation because the question I was asked on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning was whether they need to acquire someone already.
No,
but
they don't.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
But the 2011 team, which obviously went 15-1, and then loses at home to the Giants, I do feel like one of the other things that is lost to history is, and I've talked about this with Mike McCarthy, Joe Philbin losing his son that week, and the impact it had on the team. Where do we put the defense? Obviously, was not a great defense that year, but the offense was one of the greatest ever. Where do we put that non-championship team in the Packers pantheon when that team, you thought they were going to repeat? I mean, they were 13-0 at one point, and Rodgers won the first of his 4
greatest
MVPs.
Offense that we've had here, probably even better than the 96 offense. So, but the defense wasn't championship caliber. That showed itself in the time it couldn't. Should they have still been probably better? And I think had things maybe been a little bit different, that was a perfect storm in a bad way that it went the other way. But I would not put that team as a whole. I mean, obviously, if you're talking about the McCarthy era, that would be behind the 2010 team.
I would agree, and behind the 14 team as well.
Well, we just said the 14 team is the best.
No, I was just emphasizing that. I would also emphasize that American Family Insurance has been a great partner from the very beginning of this program.
Indeed, they have. They are a proud partner of our show for the entire time we've been here. And playing in Green Bay for over a decade, I learned quickly you gotta have the right protection up front. That allows you to play with confidence. That's what American Family Insurance has been doing for 100 years, protecting your home, auto, and the dreams you're building with your family, so you can focus on what matters most. Insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
Wilde and Tausch rolls on live from University Ridge. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise: treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Standouts to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Standouts is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Standouts, your trusted local grocer.
Some nights, you don't want a 4-course meal, you want a martini and maybe some fries. Girl dinner at the bar at St. Kate the Arts Hotel gets it. Every day from 4 until close, pull up a stool and enjoy a crisp Caesar salad, golden French fries with garlic aioli and ketchup, and one of St. Kate's signature martinis. Your call. No reservations required. You can learn more at stkatearts.com, stkatearts.com.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tausch here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Wisconsin, let's talk about something near and dear to my heart. Beer. Specifically, great beer. And if you haven't met Yuengling yet, allow me to introduce you. Yuengling is the oldest brewery in America, founded in Pottsville, PA in 1829. 197 years, 6 generations of family-owned brewing. Do you know how they became America's oldest brewery? By making great beer. This is a real American beer. Smooth, rich, and finally here in Wisconsin. So grab a Yuengling, raise a glass, and celebrate history the way it was meant to be celebrated, by drinking it. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Clutter piling up? Take a breath. Badgerland Junk is here to help. Based in Milwaukee, they make cleanouts simple, fast, and stress-free. From single-item pickups to full estate cleanouts, their team does the heavy lifting so you don't have to. Homeowners and property managers, this is your solution. Furniture, appliances, yard debris, even commercial cleanouts. They do it all with clear upfront pricing and no hidden fees. Serving Milwaukee and the entire metro area, visit BadgerlandJunk.com. Badgerland Junk, your trusted cleanout experts.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Josh DiMaggio here for Milwaukee Weight Loss. Since January, I've already lost 40 pounds and dropped a couple pant sizes. The program has been simple, safe, and their team has helped me every step of the way. Best of all, it's built to help keep the weight off for good. If you're looking for a weight loss program that works, Milwaukee Weight Loss is it. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
and Tausch live from University Ridge for the Legends Golf Outing as we celebrate the latest Hall of Fame class.
I don't know why you're looking at me like that.
That was a pretty dirty look.
What was that look
Yeah,
about?
I don't know.
There's no look.
Felt like a look.
Jordan, listen to this resume. You want to play blind resumes?
Yeah, let's do it.
First team All-Pro.
Okay. Joe Thomas.
Two-time second team All-Pro.
Okay.
Five-time Pro Bowler.
Baller.
Pro Football Writers of America. That's us.
Nah, nobody cares about that.
All rookie team.
Nah, nobody cares. Okay, continue.
First team All Big Ten.
Okay.
First team All American.
Dang.
Second team All Big Ten. I don't know what happened there. George Halas Award. I don't even know what that is. What is that?
It's success in the face of adversity.
Oh. It's all about overcoming
pretty good.
adversity. It is Travis Frederick on Wilde and Tausch. That is a damn good resume, sir.
Thank you. Thanks. The second team Big Ten really throws it off there. Huh?
Who was first team?
I don't
Big
know.
Ten.
It was like my sophomore year, I think.
Oh.
It's 2011.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
How's retirement? Because not everybody segues into retirement as easily as Tausch has.
He works a heck of a lot harder than I do.
Yeah, it's been busy.
It's a low bar.
Yeah, it's been busy. I would say I work more now than I did then. It's just different hours and different expectations. You get a little bit more flexibility in the business world than you did when you were playing football. But yeah, it's been busy. I started a software company when I first came out. Actually, I did it my last year in the league, so I doubled up. And then I recently have sold that company and started a new one. So
wow, you are busier than Tausch.
Yeah. I'm a glutton for punishment is what I am.
So I think you're a really good example of this, and I'm curious if this theory that I have is true. A lot of offensive linemen, like this old guy here, they're always trying to get one more year in, right? I mean, you played with Raleigh McKenzie, who was one of your biggest mentors, and he was in his late 30s by then, I think.
16 years, yeah.
You retired fairly early. You're a
did.
young guy. You could we could still be trotting you out there if we wanted to. Packers could have used some help at different points at center.
Sure.
What was there a reason for that? Is there a different approach? Do you and other players at this time in this era of football call it quits a little bit earlier than maybe older guys who were trying to eke out one more year of patience?
I think it's an individualized thing. I think it's hard to generalize and say, people are retiring earlier now than they used to. But for me, football was always just a start. I wanted to use it to jumpstart, my family and my next career. The story's come out a few times, but I never wanted to play ball. It was never my goal to play in the league. Even in college, I told my high school coach, I got to find a way to pay for college, and that's what it was. I started buying lottery tickets my sophomore year, and just like, hey, maybe I won't have to play football anymore. But
did you ever get close to winning?
No, never,
Okay.
never. I had 3 numbers. This is the best match I ever got. So I stopped buying lottery tickets, and things went well for me. My dad always taught me, if you're going to do something, do it right. So I always put my full effort into it, and it was after my sophomore year. I played my freshman year, redshirted my sophomore year, and I saw, that was the year that Gabe got drafted in the first round.
Right.
Moff got drafted in the 3rd round, and then Bill, who was the kind of the 6th guy, got drafted in the 7th round. And I was like, well, I can play with these guys. Maybe there's a shot for me to play in the league. And so, I put my nose to the grindstone and went in and worked and did my best to get into the league and get an opportunity there. But it was always my plan, from day one, to be able to get out as quickly as I could. And obviously, I got a great opportunity, got a second contract. But even then, I set that contract up so I could get in and out of that and be done. So I'd actually anticipated retiring a year earlier, but I got sick. I had an autoimmune disease, and so I didn't want to go out not playing. So I wanted to play one more year, get back, and show that I could do it, prove to myself that I could do it, and then retire from there. So everything really went according to plans. I wanted to get back into tech. I double majored in computer engineering, computer science at Wisconsin, And I was super jealous of all my like classmates that I was working with. You know, you have like a group of guys.
So they're all jealous of you, and you're jealous of them.
I got to go watch film at Purdue. These guys are breaking down atoms and everything else.
They all got super cool jobs at Facebook, NVIDIA, Uber. You know, they all moved out to Silicon Valley and did all these awesome things, and I was jealous of them at the time. I'm really pleased with the way that things worked out for me, and even more pleased that when I was done playing, I got to move back into tech. And so for me to start a software company afterwards was a great way for me to get back in. I wasn't necessarily in all of the super low-level stuff, but I was managing all the developers. I know enough about it to know when they're telling me some stories or maybe not doing their best. And so I was able to kind of pair all of the leadership things I learned from football, all the work ethic, all of the processes and expectations, and put that into the business world and put that on top of the software company. And we were able to have some success there, and now we're just continuing that on.
So I want to talk a little bit about playing center, because I still don't understand why centers aren't paid as much as other guys on the line.
It's getting closer.
The work that's required and the intelligence that's required. But I have to confess, when Tausch said you were coming on and I went in and looked for you, I didn't know who you were.
Yeah.
Because the guy I remember in the NFL had quite the beard.
Yeah, that's true.
How scratchy was that? And where did it go?
Yeah, it was not too bad. You know, there's like this 1 to 2 week period where it's pretty itchy, and you got to get through that. And then once you're past that, you're fine. It gets pretty soft as well as you take care of it.
And were you married at the time? Was that something that your wife signed off on?
Yeah. I started growing my beard in college. Honestly, it was
right
freshman, sophomore year, and really it came out of pure laziness. I just didn't want to have to shave every day and take care of it, so I just grew it out. And I decided, I don't know, about 6 or 8 weeks ago that it was time that my face saw some.
This is a recent development.
Yeah. My face just needed some sun after 15 years. It was it needs to see
low vitamin D levels.
That's right.
Get it going.
So I decided to change it up a little bit, and it's been great. My wife and I grew up together. We went to grade school together, and
you
so
didn't have to
she's known me from the beginning. So she's been very supportive all the way along. But it wasn't a surprise to her when I went back to not having a beard.
So, do you go to a barber, or you do it yourself?
I did it myself. Actually, the barber had something to do with it. I'd found a good barber, and I was like, oh, this is great. We're taking care of things. Everything's good. And then he moved to Vermont, and it was like a 18-month process to find a barber. I live in the middle of nowhere. And so I was like, I'm not doing this again. I'm just going to cut it off. We're going to make it work. And so we did.
Makes me feel better about driving to Madison to get my hair cut.
Yeah.
Finding a barber, you're flying out to Vermont, get some maple syrup. All right, Travis, so you played center at a really high level, both here and obviously with Dallas. What makes playing center? What do you think? I always say the hardest thing is reaching a shade.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where I got really fortunate. That was my best trait. If there was one thing I was really good at, it was reaching a shade. And I even could reach a 2-eye, which is
Show
not
off.
very normal. Not very normal at all. And so that was my one thing. We didn't do a ton of that at Wisconsin. We ran a lot of power inside zone. We didn't run a lot of outside zone.
And you pulled a lot. That's one of the things everybody always talks about centers, the pin and pull where the guard blocks and the center pulls around.
Yeah, and I got super fortunate. When I came in my rookie year in the league and we were running more wide zone, I had a great set of coaches that had done it and sort of perfected it and taught me all of the ins and outs of how to do it. And then you pair that with some of my physical abilities. My ability to turn my hips was always a key for me, and my stoutness, if you will. I could turn sideways and cross my feet, which is a no-no in all things. And even if I got hit, I was okay, and I could recover off of that. And that was probably the number one thing that made it work for me. But the reaching the nose is always hard. The other thing that's really difficult is just analyzing the play at the line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. You have such little time to do it, and you're tasked with so much. And I got tasked with even more once they figured out that I could do it. They were like, "Oh, you saw that? Well, then why don't you do that?" And the quarterback doesn't have to anymore. And so it worked out really well with me, with Tony and Dak. We created a really nice partnership where I handled most everything that's related to any blocking and even some of the wide receiver adjustments. And their job was really to see the coverages, see the disguises, see some of the pressures that maybe I didn't see. But it worked really well. I mean, we'd sit in blitz meetings and talk. It was a very open conversation. It wasn't the coaches telling us what we needed to do. It wasn't the quarterback saying, this is the adjustment we're going to make. It was, hey, Travis, how do you see this? How do we want to make this work so that I can get the most time, or we can make the adjustment, we can get the first down on third and medium. It was all of those things. And
so the coaches allowed you – were you sitting in the meeting, the prep?
Yeah. It was they would like put together the cut up of what the pressures were and kind of have a plan of what they thought. But then it came into the group meeting where it was, me and the quarterback and the other, the rest of the offensive line was in there, so they knew the reasoning behind it. And the other quarterbacks, but that was the group that decided how things were handled.
So when you're crossing your feet over and your balance is great, was there a point where the offensive line coach is just like, man, you just do your thing because this isn't how we're going to draw this up?
I mean, as well as I do, no offensive line coach is actually going to just give you free rein to do whatever you want. But they learned that they could trust some things and push the envelope a little bit farther than they normally would.
So you've played center for pretty much the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
With the Packers, Sean Ryan is a young player who was a guard, kind of got bounced around a bunch, and now has settled into center.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the keys are for him to kind of – now it's his job. He's got what are the keys for him if you're advising him to really take it from being kind of a journeyman, figuring things out, to now you are the guy calling those shots that you did?
I think it's all about preparation, and I think it's about understanding what you're good at and what you're not good at, and working those things. You have to lean on the things you're good at, and you have to work around the things that you're not good at. And that knowledge and self-awareness is really, really important, and as you move outward in, things are slowest moving on the outside, believe it or not. Even though those guys are way faster, you have more time before first contact. But they always talk about guards. You got to throw your hands before you think you have to, because it happens really fast. And at center, they're right on top of you, so it happens really fast. So at center, when you move in, you have to be a step ahead going in. Like, you have to be anticipating the snap count. You have to be knowing what that person is going to do across and what they can do and how you adjust off of that, and be ready to make those adjustments really quickly. And so that's the thing, is like, he's got to get really good at the things that he's good at, and then knowing the adjustments and making sure that everyone around him is in the right place, so that when you go to reach a 2-eye and that guy crosses your face from the 2-eye, which is not usual, your guard is there with you. Or is in a place where he can get past and you're going to be in a good spot. So you really have to prep all of those things.
And that's why reps with those guys are critical, because it's not as easy as just, you'll figure it out. It's, I know that this is coming.
Yep.
That's when you can really become a group.
Yeah, I mean, I get the question a lot, like, Travis, what made you an All-Pro? And my answer is, I played next to Zach Martin.
Yeah,
that's how, like, that guy's one of the best that's ever done it, if not the best that's ever done it. And I always knew where he was going to be. Like, there was no question in my mind that he was going to be there for me. And so that makes that go completely away. And so then whoever was playing left guard, which I had great left guards too, but whoever was there, I could make those adjustments, and I didn't have to worry about communicating to the right, because I knew that was already solid.
Is it vital, though, that you played the position for a long time? Like, I'm looking at, I think back, and Tausch played with some great centers, right? Frank Winters, Mike Flanagan, Scotty Wells. The year after you came into the league, the Packers got Corey Linsley, who was a multi-time All-Pro and Pro Bowler. And I don't have anything against Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan, there were times where he thought he wasn't even going to be on this team.
Right.
They benched him during the season last year, and now he's got 9 games of experience. And all the stuff you're sitting here talking about, it's not foreign to him, but it's certainly he doesn't have anything close to the experience you had. When we talk about the offensive line for this Packers team, there's some apprehension in our voice. We don't know what Jordan Morgan's going to be at left tackle, but they paid him, but I still don't know how good Sean Ryan's going to be as a center.
Yeah, I think that you don't necessarily have to have a breadth of experience. You just have to have some experience. And so to me, the time that you learn the most is when you're not playing. And I know that sounds really strange, but if he had 9 games of experience last year and now has stepped away from it for a little while, that's when your body figures all of those things out. All that muscle memory comes from the time you're away from it. That when you start OTAs again and all of a sudden you can do something that you weren't doing before, or you already knew what was going to happen there, that's when you make your biggest jump. So I would expect that this year you're going to see a different player and somebody that has the experience necessary. Now, there are always going to be things that you learn over a long career. You get those guys that have played 13 years, and it looks like they're moving in molasses out there, but they always get the job done. That's because they know everything. Like if this guy does this, here's the adjustment. You don't have to play on your toes. You don't have to be ready for everything because you already know what's going to happen. So that's where you get that tenured experience where it looks easy, even though it's really difficult. But after that first year of experience, that's where I think you're going to see that biggest jump.
I just think it's interesting because Elton Jenkins is a really, really good offensive lineman.
Yeah.
And I talked to him during training camp last year, and like Kenny Clark and those guys were telling him, look, you are too aggressive. You're playing center like you play guard.
Yeah.
And that's why we're beating you.
Yeah.
And it just feels like those are things that you learned a long time ago, and Sean Ryan is still gradually learning. And the Packers continue to move guys that aren't centers, whereas Josh Myers was always a center.
Yep.
Now, whether or not you felt great about him, I understand, but this stuff was all innate to him. All right, I before we let you go, I have to ask you this. You mentioned Tony Romo. You mentioned Dak.
Yeah.
What was it like for a middle of nowhere Wisconsin kid to play in Big D? And what was your career? What was it like to live and breathe the Jerry World experience?
Well, coming out of the draft or coming out of college, I was really stuck because I live right on the border, Illinois and Wisconsin, and so half the people are Bears fans, half the people are Packers fans, and so I knew whatever happened, if I got drafted to either of those teams, I was going to be in trouble. Because if you play well, then half the people hate you.
Right.
If you play poorly, half the people hate you, regardless of what team you're on. Right. So when I got drafted to Dallas, that was perfect because everybody hates Dallas. So then, I at least know what to expect when I go to the grocery store. But Dallas was, it is a first-class organization. The opportunities are endless there, and I think that there's a lot of training that goes into how to handle that because it really, if you wanted, you could be doing something every night. Like you could be doing appearances, you could be doing whatever you want, and so you got to figure out what that balance is between football and your brand. And I think that's shifted a little bit with all the podcasting and all the stuff that goes along with that. So that makes it a little bit difficult, but you have everything that you need. You have the support of the organization, and they will do anything for you. And there's a lot of negative connotation that comes with Dallas,
right?
But once you've been inside of it, it's different. Like it's very much. I don't want to say us against the world because that's not the case. It's one of the biggest fan bases in the world, but it's very much you've been there and understand it, or you haven't, and it's not a derogatory thing. It just is, and you feel that support in everything that you do, and so it was a great place for me. I really enjoyed it. Dallas geographically is way more center in the country than you think it is. Like it's way farther north in Texas, so it's an easy flight no matter where you go. Like the long days are that one flight to New York or the one flight to L.A., but even then, it's not like you're flying from New York to L.A. You're still centralized. And so it made travel really easy. A lot of guys end up there. Even if they go play other places, they'll end up back in Dallas because it's a good city. It's growing. It's young. Even though there's like this big, oil and tech presence down there, it is relatively young and growing, and it's a fun place to be.
So where you're at now, Bears Packers is back. Can you
back.
tell it's a lot more heated than what it was?
Yeah.
I know you've been down to Dallas a bunch, but you've been here for a little bit now.
Yep.
It's back.
It's back, and all those people that were detested for so many years as Bears fans, down in the dumps, but
just dejected, right?
Yeah.
Almost like they had given in.
These people are such diehards, though, that they always believe that this was the year. We're going to make
until
it.
September.
Yeah,
and
then you don't. And so now we're here, and there's some refresh. There's the new stadium. There's a lot of stuff about that in Chicago. And so, that rivalry's back, and I feel it every day in Sharon, Wisconsin.
It's just as incredible to me that when Rodgers said, I own you, I still own you, and Bears fans basically said,
they had to acknowledge it.
Yeah, he's right. It's true.
Tricky.
Just statistics tell us.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Travis, awesome. We appreciate your time. This was really fun to catch up with you. You look great without the
Thanks.
beard. The
Thank you
mustache
very
is
much.
all pro. But
that's a big-time mustache.
They asked me if I wanted a straw in my drink when I came in. I said, if I don't, I'll have it all over my mustache.
a savvy
So you gotta
veteran
do
move
it.
right
Yeah.
there. We will have more guests live from University Ridge. Want to remind you, Gruber Law Offices partner with the Badgers with all of our favorite sports teams, but most importantly, they will win your case if you have been injured in an accident. So make the call. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666, 888-866-6666. Gruber Law Offices, one call. That's all. More guests coming up. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Your road to the ESPN Milwaukee Open starts with one lucky phone call. Listen to On the Tee Tuesdays from 6 to 7 p.m. on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee for your chance to qualify. 10 listeners will each receive a randomly assigned golfer in the Memorial Tournament, and the highest finish wins the grand prize twosome.
Thanks to Delzer, a division of Proof, The Bog, Marquette Athletics, Tony Wendorf and Associates, Events by Design, Boucher Automotive, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, Loyal Family Renovations, Gruber Law Offices, and Siding Unlimited.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease you into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Get the look you want for the home you love with 0% financing options available. So you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free at-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Offer expires May 31st, 2026.
Bayview, the pig, is back. Piggly Wiggly on Oklahoma Avenue is completely remodeled, better than ever, and throwing a grand reopening you won't want to miss. Join us Saturday, June 6th for live music, free samples, and amazing deals all day long. Fresh new look, same friendly faces, same locally owned Piggly Wiggly you've always loved, now with a new assortment, expanded produce, and revamped bakery and deli.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a legendary group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 5th through the 7th with an exciting team competition at TPC Wisconsin in Madison. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Little Big Town with special guests Randy Hauser and May Estes. Friday, June 5th at Breeze Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
Meet Jim and Rita. We went on a motorcycle trip. But somewhere in Wyoming, Jim and Rita were in a serious accident. They blocked off the interstate and everything and took us to the hospital. Sometime later, Rita made a discovery. She had noticed that the bracelet was gone. And I asked the trooper, is there a chance we can go out there and see if it's still there? And amazingly, he found a couple of pieces.
It was only 2 tiny links of the bracelet.
Jim was determined to buy Rita another bracelet from Kessler's. And I had my checkbook in my hand. But when he arrived there, and I said, okay, how much? And she says, that's part of our warranty. Jim and Rita discovered the Kessler's miraculous no small print warranty. It's just amazing that you guys do this.
And it's true.
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple.
It surely is miraculous.
Read the Kessler's miraculous no small print warranty yourself at Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
1896, Horicon Bank first opened its doors. Wisconsin wasn't even 50 years old.
We've maintained our roots over the years and yet expanded.
We empower our people to invest in the community. We give them 40 hours of volunteer time.
We're doing it with a personal touch, with a desire to say yes to our customers.
You shouldn't have to work with a bank that sends their profits to New York City or Toronto. You can keep your money here and it benefits Wisconsin.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, 855-PELLA-WI, or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Wilde and Tausch rolls on from the Legends golf outing at University Ridge, and you did it. You got at least Sydney Wilde's favorite legend. This is how obnoxiously humble Lauren Carlini is. So Sydney goes, she's our youngest, she's our volleyball player, goes to the camp last year, and I say to her, this is, in basketball terms, this is like having Steph Curry help you with your jump shot. This is the GOAT of setters helping you. She'd like you to help her with her jump setting this season.
Okay, we're on it.
It is Lauren Carlini on Wilde and Tausch. I said she was famous for being on our show long before.
She literally just walked in, and I said, "Can you jump on?" And she said, "Yeah, when?" I said, "Right now." And she's like, "Yeah."
You've had a big week, and this is by the way, pretty high on the rankings, but certainly not as high as the other life event that happened earlier this week.
Yeah, newly engaged in Greece, and we've been together 4 years, and very well done. Yeah,
fireworks and everything.
Pew, pew.
Bam.
And very romantic, and been together 4 years. It was about time. I would have done it 3 years ago, but he likes to make me wait. So. Good
all right. Well, how did he do it? Give us the scoop.
Yeah, we were in Santorini. Honestly, we had a very nice villa overlooking the sea, and super windy, like super, super windy outside. He's like, "Let's take a picture." And I was like, "It's so windy. Fine. My hair is going to get everywhere." About to go take a picture. He gets down on one knee, and he's like, "I'm tired of waiting. There's no right time, like nothing like the present. Will you marry me?" And I was like, "Right now?" That was literally my response. Right now?
That's very romantic.
And that's when I remembered I was supposed to say yes or no, and I said yes, and ended up just getting able to call all of our friends and family and let them know. So it was.
So you had no idea it was coming.
I did not. I had no idea when he was when he got the. I had no idea. And so I actually told a couple of my friends, they're like, "Do you think it's going to happen this trip?" And I was like, "No, I think it's going to be later in the summer random in Madison." And pulled one out from under me there.
What is it with you guys not saying? Paula said, "Shut up" to me when I did. What is it with you guys?
I don't know. It's like that cuteness aggression, when you're like, "Oh, I just want to bite your face. I love you so much." Have you guys heard that? Anyone?
No, nobody's heard that.
Okay, it's kind of like that. Shut up. It's it's the cuteness aggression I think that kicks in.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Where are you currently in your playing and coaching careers? Because
yep.
There was some talk that maybe you were going to hang it up. Did you, in fact, hang it up? Where are things that way?
Yeah. I couldn't hang it up. I couldn't. I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to retire." And then this is the best I've ever felt playing, physically and mentally. And so after our first couple matches, I was like, "Yeah, let's run it back." So I'm doing a third season with Love Madison next year, and then still full-time assistant at Wisconsin. So double dipping still.
Oh, the double
busy.
dip. He's the king double dipper. That's good.
We love the double dip, but I'm enjoying it, staying busy for sure.
So we watch, obviously, Aaron Rodgers try to decide whether he wants to keep playing or not. You're kind of in that boat now.
You're calling her the Aaron Rodgers of volleyball.
I already called her the Steph Curry,
so
I think she is
Who else
the
we
GOAT.
got? Hockey next, yeah.
So was it a struggle for you to make that call then?
No. It was really easy. Honestly,
you didn't want to retire to begin with.
I
is
did not.
Basically what you're saying.
No, I think I played my first 2 matches of this season, and I called Kelly, and I was like, "Hey, I know I said that I was going to retire after this year. I'm really enjoying it. I feel good, and I feel like I can bring a lot of value still as an athlete going into coach mode when I go into the gym with the Badgers." And he was like, "You keep playing until you don't want to. Until you don't feel good. I support you," and we talk through everything, and he's on board. So I'm very grateful for his support as well, knowing that my time can't 100% be with the Badgers all the time.
How impressed have you been about the growth? The volleyball has grown, obviously professionally, but the collegiate level, now you have a tournament that's going to be a conference tournament, which is a big deal.
Yep.
Kelly has been a huge advocate pushing, getting TV networks. Are you surprised, or is this what you anticipated was going to happen?
This is you knew that this is kind of the path that Wisconsin was going to take, but he always keeps pushing the envelope, right? Especially for the sport on a bigger scale. He wanted the NCAA tournament. He wants more competition. He wants to be on as many TV matches as possible. We actually took a very unfavorable match time in the AVCA First Serve because, hey, we get to be on CBS the next day.
Right.
We're doing it. And so whatever way to continue growing the sport, exposing the Badgers, he's going to do it, and has just been such a great leader in that sense since he got here in 2013.
I have a pet peeve about as a dad of 2 female athletes, and I want you to help me with it because, you guys lose in the Final Four, and it feels like there's this kind of, oh, well, good job, good effort,
right?
And I just know too many hyper-competitive, bite-your-face-off competitors that are women that it feels a little like, I don't want to say condescending, but that's kind of and
you almost want to be criticized as much as we talk Packers almost extensively. They get crushed. They have a bad loss like that, you get crushed.
Yep.
And that is not the case. You would want it to be that way, correct?
I mean, I think with anything, right? The more exposure, the more you're talking about it, whether it's like quote criticism, good or bad, like talk about it, right? And I think a lot of the times, especially on broadcasts, like, yes, there's a lot of powder puff things happening and cake puffs. It's like, no, let's be really honest about what's happening on the court and the level of play so that our viewers can also learn about the game and, I don't know, just be more exposed to it at a higher level of thinking rather than just being the casual viewer where they don't know what's going on. I think that's where our game can really take it to the next level is broadcasting in volleyball.
Yeah, I'm not saying we should be trashing you like I would trash Tausch when he gave up a sack. I'm saying more just an honest accounting of,
100%.
Hey, you guys thought you could win the national title last year, and you're pissed that you didn't.
Yep.
I think that's fair to say.
I think so, too. And I think especially now moving into this season, right, we have a lot of new faces. We had people like Mimi and Carter really running the show last year. Right. It's going to look different. It's going to feel different, but the standards remain the same, right? The expectations remain the same.
So as I do have to nerd out a little bit on volleyball because I don't know it as well as I would like to, but I mean, I've covered volleyball so long. I covered it back when it wasn't the rally scoring; it was to 15, and you had to that's how old I am. But
experienced.
Thank you. You're so nice. When I look at you and I look at Charlie Furbringer, I'm not saying that Wisconsin football is like running back you and offensive line you. Is Wisconsin setter you?
As a setter, I would love to say that, right? The success there speaks for itself. All of the setters post my time have gone on to play professionally or have dreams of being on the national team, those aspirations, and those are realistic, right? However, we have had people like Sarah Franklin. We've had people like Mimi Collier, Carter Booth, who have come in and gotten better every single year and been National Players of the Year, first, second team All-Americans. So I would love to say we're setter you, but honestly, I just think we're incredible, and this staff has been incredible. It's been the same staff for how many years now at developing talent, no matter the position.
So we'll get you out of here on this. Give us an idea, in your biased assistant coach opinion, of this, because this is a season of change. You mentioned some pretty big names there. Obviously, Kelly has talked about that as well. We are proud to obviously be partners with you guys on the radio broadcasts. What should we be expecting? Is this one of those years where there's going to be some growing pains early and we hope to be where we want to be by season's end? What do you kind of think?
Listen, this is the hardest that we've ever scheduled. This is going to be an insane schedule for one of the youngest teams we've ever had. And so early on, it's going to be a challenge. We have one Puerto Rican girl coming in super late after she's done with her national team. And so there's going to be a lot of moving pieces early on. There's going to be a lot of learning. The good part is that all of the girls who are freshmen were here in the spring. So they have a semester under their belts with school, with training, so they're not getting thrown into the fire come August. But I think early on, a lot of growing pains, a lot of learning. But this group is going to be really fun just as we establish more, as Charlie continues to lead and run the offense and kind of learn the players around her as well. A couple new pieces in the lineup and just – honestly, I really think the fans are going to enjoy watching this group. They're going to be fiery. They're going to be young, new energy. And hopefully by the end, we're making a run first in the Big Ten tournament, first time that's happening. And then NCAA's, 2013 style, you never know, make it to the national championship.
I've been hearing some rumors. Is there going to be a little crossover with sand volleyball in the Big Ten?
The what?
Is there going to be like another season potentially where you have a sand volleyball season with bringing all these teams, UCLA and the West Coast? Is that something, or is this out of thin air? Or can't you talk about it?
I don't know. I actually know nothing of this.
Oh.
So maybe you guys know more than I do.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Don't you think that would be a really smart idea?
I think it would be fun. Honestly, like, I hate the sand, so if I was playing, I would hate that idea. But there's most women are like, let's get in the sand and let's play. And there's also so many cool things to learn from your game playing sand. It's literally a completely different sport. But I think it could be a cool little cross-training, and definitely takes away the monotony of spring. That's for sure.
Tausch is the idea guy, so I don't know if this is something this is from his own brain.
Yeah,
or
no, I've been hearing
out there
some
somewhere.
rumors.
Why do you hate sand?
That's a good question.
I'm from Chicago. There's no sand around. And
What are you talking about? There's the beautiful beaches right on Lake Michigan.
Oh,
it's like you
North
lay out
Avenue.
on concrete slabs and everything else.
That's right. Like seals? No.
So you got engaged in Greece? You didn't step on any sand while you were in Greece?
No, it was a wind tunnel, it sounds like.
Yeah, exactly.
You got engaged in a wind tunnel.
Oh, my gosh. No, honestly, didn't even really dip in the water. It was cold.
Oh, my God.
It looked really nice, though.
You're biting faces, but you're not going to dip your toe in the cold water. What a world we live in.
Oh, it's true. The dichotomy.
She is the GOAT, whether she wants to be called that or not.
But,
Lauren Carlini, UW Volleyball. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you.
Thanks.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
No matter what business you're in, as the #1 SBA lender in Wisconsin, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions.
Awarded the #1 SBA lender by the Small Business Administration of Wisconsin in 2025.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems. Installation of new or old hoops and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
It's time for the Milwaukee Baseball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirits deals in town. Located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action.
Despite being no-hit through 7 innings, the Brewers rallied in the 8th inning to complete the sweep of the St. Louis Cardinals. A Garrett Mitchell double broke up the no-hitter. Then Jackson Chourio reached on an error to take the lead.
From a no-hitter to a chance to take the lead and a chance to sweep. First pitch swinging, ground ball. Glove by Winnie, bobbled it, everybody's safe. Down the line and scoring is Frelick. Jackson Chourio put it in play, and Mason Wynn, who's been a star defensively, commits an error, and the Brewers take the 2-1 lead.
Up next, the Crew will head to Houston to take on the Astros. I'm Will Summers.
This has been the Milwaukee Baseball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch, live from UW's beautiful home course.
Gorgeous day.
It really is nice. I haven't played it in a very long time, but it looks incredible. And incredible to have Travis Frederick and Lauren Carlini. We've got a few others that may be joining us before you head out onto the course. Quick question so we get back on the clock.
Yep.
So Paula said shut up. Lauren Carlini was taken aback by her engagement. How did Sarah react when you asked her to marry you?
She didn't bite my face or shut up or anything. She was, I think, excited about it. And she said yes, I think, right away.
Must be nice. The shut up really threw me. I was not expecting that. And it was, I think she said it like 6 or 7 times.
But I feel like that's what you'd want.
Yeah, she was definitely surprised, which is a good thing. You will not be surprised to know that we are going to have more guests live from the Legends golf outing here at UW at University Ridge. Why don't you tell us about another golf tournament first, though? We'll be at the AmFam Championships next week.
The American Family Insurance Championship returns to Madison this June. Wisconsin's own Steve Stricker hosts the PGA Tour Champions event at the TPC Wisconsin. The AmFam Champ features best ball and scramble formats, an exciting two-person team format. The AmFam Championship, June 5th through the 7th, next Friday already. We will be out there. Get details and ticket information at amfamchampionship.com.
The ultimate Badgers legend joins us next. I have to go get my earring from the car. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All the biggest voices, all in one place. The Yingling Legends Line. Exclusive insight from Hall of Famers, All-Stars, and Game Changers, all on the Yingling Legends Line.
Brian Braun, I appreciate you joining us here on Kyle and Bruss.
But we just wanted to have fun. You know, baseball's a game of failure and adversity. It's such a long season. You want to find ways to enjoy the success when you have good moments.
The Yingling Legends Line. Crack open a Yingling lager and raise a toast to an American tradition. D.G. Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Summer is almost here, and soon the kids will be home all day just like mine are. Stock up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner at Sendik's. Tomorrow and Sunday only. Get Boar's Head oven gold turkey breast for just $7.99 per pound, nearly half price and perfect for sandwiches. Pair it with Sendik's homemade mac and cheese for $3.99 per pound for an easy lunch everyone will love. For an easy and delicious dinner, grab Black Angus ground chuck for $5.99 per pound, Vidalia onions for just 99 cents per pound, and fresh Florida sweet corn for 50 cents an ear. In a hurry, pick up Sendik's whole rotisserie chicken, just $7.99. And don't forget dessert, 48-ounce Cedar Crest ice cream or 10-count ice cream sandwiches are 3 for $9.99. Sendik's is the place for affordable, easy meal solutions for the whole family. Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. When it comes to a home mortgage, we understand you want a simple, stress-free process, great service, and a loan you can feel good about. And for 90 years, that's exactly how we've been doing things at Great Midwest Bank. So if you're thinking about buying, building, renovating, or refinancing, get started at greatmidwestbank.com to find a knowledgeable loan officer and get the peace of mind you deserve. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease you into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Get the look you want for the home you love with 0% financing options available. So you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free at-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Offer expires May 31st, 2026.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Golf with the greats this June 5th and 6th at the Lombardi Golf Classic. This is your chance to golf alongside sports stars like Jared Aberderis, Brandon Jennings, Jonathan Lucroy, and Derek Watt, while supporting cancer research and treatment through the Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation. Each foursome golfs a Friday practice round and enjoys the golf gala that evening, then competes in the 18-hole tournament on Saturday with a celebrity partner. Learn more and sign up at lombardifoundation.org. That's lombardifoundation.org.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Wilde and Tausch rolls on from the Legends golf outing, and we have the legend of legends, although not legendary enough to be on the selection committee for the next athletic director.
Stir that pot.
It is Barry Alvarez on Wilde and Tausch. Barry, good morning. How are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
Well, I'm confused, and you knew I was going to ask. You knew it when you sat down, so I'm not going to hold back. Let's get right there. I'm sitting with two of the people I expected to be on that committee. Neither of them are. If you don't use search firms, if search firms use you, why does the University of Wisconsin not use you on its search firm?
I don't know. My search firm must have got scratched.
Fair enough. I am curious as we go through this process, because obviously we talked to you in the aftermath of Mac leaving for the Big Ten. How do you just feel about where the university is as we go through this process?
You talking about the process or where the department is?
Well, you made it very clear to me that I should feel very good about the department and about the football program, despite some frustration. So let's talk about the process instead.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. I don't have to be on the committee. I think the people looking at the list that they have on the committee, it's a strong list of people that understand the department and athletics and the university, and they'll do a good job. I haven't seen, quite frankly, those who have shown interest. I'm sure there are quite a few people, because I've said this before, it's a great job, and a job that's coveted, I think, within the business, the city of Madison, the Big Ten, the university. I mean, it's a plum.
So the only thing I said, as someone who was, in my earring days, intimidated by you when I would ask you questions, is that you do have a major presence. And if I was on that committee, I would
He's
probably
a 1A guy. He's going to be teeing off on 1A today. I think that's a fair assessment.
Right. Where are you?
Well, we corrected that years ago. My first year I came out, I said, I walked to 1A. There's somebody else teeing off. I said, you're on like 14B. I said, no more.
You are open if they obviously want your opinion or your insight. You are more than happy to help.
Absolutely.
Fair?
Absolutely.
Okay. The other thing that you and I agreed on, which that's a short list certainly from my time covering you, was we were in agreement when we were talking about expanding the college football playoff to 8 teams. Tausch was not on board. You and I were in lockstep. How do you feel about 24?
Boy, that lengthens the season. Pretty soon, everybody's we're going to go round robin.
It's a basketball, right? It's March Madness for football.
Well, we got to live with it. Boy, you're top 25. You finish the season, you're in the playoffs.
Everybody's happy.
So I can live with it. But I guess you're going to have to probably condense your non-conference games.
No conference championship game anymore.
Right.
Yep.
So, and I don't know if you need that. Quite frankly, it hurt the teams playing in a championship game before you go into a bowl game. Not enough rest for the kids. And it was done for money, quite frankly, and so.
If they came to you and asked you what you thought the perfect number was, what would you tell them?
I don't know the perfect number. I can live with I can live with 24. I live with 16. Those are fine. I don't mind more people. I just don't want it to get too easy to get in.
Right.
You've got to. The season's got to mean something, and so. But it'll work out. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to follow it. You figure if you're one of the teams in, boy, you're excited for. You're really excited coming into that playoff with your opportunities.
Don't you feel like, because it seems as if the Big Ten is really pushing for 24 and the SEC is battling. This is really going to come down to the SEC and Big Ten have to get their blank together and work together to come up with this, because those are your two king poobahs, and they both bring big networks with them that are going to want to both share in it. That's really what this is going to come down to.
Those are your two power brokers.
Yeah.
Let's face it. I didn't realize the Southeast Conference. I haven't followed it that close.
Yeah.
I haven't realized that they're opposed to it. Why, I don't know. I'm sure our league is in favor of expanding it to get more teams in, and I have no problem with that.
They're down there talking about succession or
secession.
So you're here. We obviously have lots of legends here. When you get to this every year and you see former players of yours and people you've been around, what does it make you feel about just where this athletic department has come, especially when you think about where it was when you were in your first year as the head coach here?
Yeah, to see all these guys, it's fun to reminisce, visit. We had a chance last night. To get with a bunch of them. See more today. But just to enjoy the success that we've had and to revisit that and just remember, what some of these guys have done and just remember the great times that we had and the success that we had.
And how much does it mean? Because I know I can speak for myself and everybody else that played for you, how impactful. That's what the money's great and all of the other things that come with it. But I'm guessing as you're retired now, that's the stuff that means the most, the impact that you've been able to have on so many people's lives.
Well, when you hear from former players and, that it always comes back to things that they learned within the program, whether it be discipline or different values that they learned in the 4 or 5 years that they were with us, and how they've incorporated that into their normal lives, their businesses, their raising their families, etc. That's very meaningful, because that's, let's face it, that's why you get into the business of coaching. It's about people, and it's about helping develop young people and then watching them and enjoy their progress as they grow.
When Tausch is an idea guy, so what he had brought up earlier in our show was which former Badger that never played in Green Bay do you wish had played? I thought of there was a chance that I might have been covering you as the coach of the Green Bay Packers at one point. That was a conversation that you had. You obviously have the legendary status at our fine institution. Were any of the things that you turned down, not that you regretted not doing them, but do you ever catch yourself thinking, I wonder how that would have gone? Like, you could have gone to Miami. There's a lot of things you could have done, and instead you stayed dedicated to Wisconsin.
Well, first of all, I had opportunities to go to the NFL. I just never had any desire to coach in the NFL. I love college football. And my vision and my goal as I started into the business, I wanted to do what my college coach did. I wanted to emulate Bob Devaney's career. Go to a school, build it up, sustain it, retire, and then and then take over as athletic director and watch it continue. And I was able to do that. So I wasn't looking to go anyplace else. I wanted to then run the program as the athletic director and oversee the whole thing. So I was where I wanted to be. I wasn't looking to go someplace else or go to the NFL.
When did you start thinking
that? That 01 Miami team would have been kind of interesting to coach, though.
Well, that was a laydown. They had the best team. Yeah, that was, and that was just happened with the year that was the year Shalala went. Now she stayed out of it. Donna stayed out of the deal, and didn't get involved in trying to hire me. But that was a laydown. That was really a good team. My God.
Tausch could have coached it.
Them guys could have coached themselves.
Yeah,
and
no
quite
doubt.
frankly,
I think they probably did.
They didn't want a new head coach. Hell, we can handle this. I've talked to some of those guys since.
Speaking of Miami, by the way, I was flipping through channels a couple of nights ago, and the 30 for 30 about Catholics versus convicts came on. You're interviewed in that. Do you still vividly remember that rivalry and
Absolutely.
the T-shirt and everything else?
Oh, yeah.
What do you recall from that rivalry?
Well, some kid on campus is cashing in on this.
Yes.
And I'm thinking all he's doing is stirring them up. Like they need to get stirred up anymore.
Right.
Guys, just settle down. Let us play this game. Let them come in, sneak in, and maybe we ambush them. But, we had some really good games, and they blew out a Notre Dame team a few years earlier, and then we came back and beat them. So, and I'll never forget after the first series, our players come out, and one of my guys is laughing. He says, one of their linemen looked up at me and said, "Boy, this is going to be a hell of a game." Yeah. And it was.
You mentioned Bob Devaney earlier. So when you look back on your journey to Wisconsin, what did you pick up at each of those stops that made you better here?
Well, you try to learn. Playing for Devaney, I watched because I knew I wanted to coach. That's what I wanted to do. And he was way ahead of his time in how we practiced. Back in those days, if you lost, the Bear Bryant days, if you lost by a field goal or an extra point, that's all you practiced the next week. They'd beat those guys up.
Right.
And, in our routine, it's going to be the same practice. On Sunday, you're going to correct. Monday is, installation. Tuesday and Wednesday are work days. And you go on through the week, and whether you get beat or not, you're not going to wear somebody out, beat your guys up because they lost a tough game or they lost on a extra point or field goal or missed first down. And so I learned playing for somebody like that, and he started out in high school, worked his way
right.
up, and so that's what I wanted to do. And I learned everything from how to run practices, how to deal with players, how to deal with a loss, how you come back. When you're winning is when you're on your guys. When you lose, you back off a little bit. Mm-hmm. I watched all that. I watched how he managed his team and how he managed players.
And then Iowa, and then obviously you worked for Lou in South Bend.
Hayden was I really learned a lot of organization from Hayden. That was my first college job. And just his day-to-day structure throughout the year was excellent. He was very, people thought he was a kind of a flim-flam man, but he was really on top of everything and meticulous in how he ran practices, how he ran his business.
There's your prize pupil right there, Tark Salo.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Hey, he's ours for another minute or two, okay? So just drink your drink. Just be patient.
And, Lou, as far as motivation, and he did some things differently that I agreed with. I liked the way Hayden ran his program. I didn't quite agree with him philosophically in football. Mm-hmm. Hayden would rather trick you than beat you. Hayden and Lou,
trick 'em, blank 'em.
Trick 'em, blank 'em.
That's how we say it on the show.
Coach would always say, if you got to run trick plays, that's when you know you got them.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to treat you like a jukebox and ask you to play greatest hits, but it's been a while since you told this story. And one of my favorite Barry Alvarez stories is about you better get season tickets now because pretty soon you won't be able to get them. And people don't listen every day. We say that all the time about the show. That was not planned. You were exhausted. Explain to people the background of that, because I think Cindy is probably the key figure in that story as well, being a little concerned about your being tired, as you told that.
Well, I can't. We played in a bowl game, and it's the Orange, and it's late. I mean, you don't get out of the locker room. Pat waited for a long time before we got out of the locker room because he's going to offer me the job. I'm going to take the job. And he's getting worried that I've gone someplace, somebody's ambushed me. And so finally we connect. It's 2:33 in the morning. And we leave. We get a couple hours sleep. We fly back to Madison. go straight to a press conference. I'm tired. I'm fighting to keep my eyes open. And I'm trying to think who it was. I can think of the name. One of the reporters, just surly, looks at me, and it's kind of a challenge right out of the chute. I'm tired. I wouldn't take it anyhow, but what do you say, when you look at how bad
it sounds like Wilde. I know it wasn't, but it sounds like him.
And all this just dripping of negativity, and what do you tell your people? What do you say to your people? I mean, how do you encourage them? The stadium's empty. He goes through this whole bleak scenario. I'm fired up, and he's painting this to me. That's the first thing that came to mind. He challenged me. I'm going to come back. Better buy your tickets now. That's what I tell him.
It is iconic, and so are you. We appreciate you making time. I know you get plenty on the Jesse Nelson show featuring Barry Alvarez, and I know you want to catch up with Tarek and your guys. So thanks, Coach. We appreciate
Absolutely,
you.
Guys.
Thank
Have
you.
A good day.
Talking with Barry Alvarez reminds me of him teaching Jesse how to play craps at Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
Yeah, short trip down to Rockford, Illinois off of I-90. Little less than an hour trip. Wednesdays are for the classic rockers at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Guests who are 55 and older, they can head on down on Wednesday for 50% off meals of $40 or less. You can also play, dine, shop, sports book, the whole deal down at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde
and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
May is here, which means your house is officially done hiding under snow. And now you can see everything it needs. Good news, Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help. Upgrade to energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath remodel, and get $3,000 off your project. Think of it as spring cleaning, but way more impressive. That's $3,000 in instant savings during our May savings event, but it won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Mark Tausch here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen.
Everything the Knicks did is now justified. They believe that Jalen Brunson could be the best player on a championship team. While that part is still TBD, they are right-ish because they are in the NBA Finals. It is justified. They were justified in moving on from Tom Thibodeau, who as a head coach never got to the NBA Finals. Mike Brown has been not good, he has been great, and Mike Brown is now in the NBA Finals for the second time as a full-time head coach. They are justified in trading 5 first-rounders for Mikal Bridges. They are justified in trading Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo for Karl Anthony Towns. They are justified in trading for OG and giving up 2 guys they drafted in the first round, in RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley. They are justified, CC, in everything they have done getting to this point.
Pros, save more on the materials you need to get the job done inside and out at Lowe's. Right now, get 10% off in-stock Trex Naturals decking, now available in more styles. Plus, get 15% off select custom entry, interior, and storm doors. Then, we'll deliver it all straight to your job site to help keep your jobs moving. Get the brands pros trust, priced right, and ready when you need them. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
When you work smart, incredible things can happen.
By joining Smart 18, the union for Wisconsin sheet metal workers, you'll open the door to a brighter future. You'll learn and earn more. Enjoy awesome benefits across the board. Build a great career and feel empowered and supported every step of the way. The smartest career decision you'll ever make starts with Smart 18. Find out more today at smart18info.com.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from ESPN Milwaukee's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and we know the best place to watch a Brewers game is at the ballpark, but the second best place on earth to watch a Brewers game is X Golf in Brookfield or X Golf in Mequon all season long. During Brewers games, whether it's during the day, whether it's at night, you get 50% off your sim time. They have $2 Miller Lite taps and have club-level Brewers ticket giveaways all season long. Don't miss out at X Golf in Brookfield and X Golf in Mequon. It's the second best place on earth to watch a Brewers game.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Wilde and Tausch continues live from the Legends golf outing at University Ridge, and another legend has stopped by. So when the golf starts, we're going to go from all these legends to me sitting at a table by myself. That's what this is going to be?
Looks like
excellent.
Wait, you had other legends?
Yeah, there's other legends besides you, if you can believe that.
Well, they just came earlier.
And in fairness, so we have great help here at ESPN Madison.
Yes, we have great young folks that
they're out, and they're young.
Bidding.
They're a lot younger. They don't. I'm certain they would not know I even played here until they worked here. So I said, "Hey, we always get Brooksy when he comes out. He's a legend. I have him as my, and this isn't because I'm buddies with him. He's the greatest quarterback at the University of Wisconsin."
Yeah, and yet when we were talking about Badgers who never played for the Packers,
Brooks
he didn't even get a vote from you.
Brooks isn't. Brooks. I shoot straight. NFL quarterback, right? Like
he was an NFL quarterback. Started
I
the
understand.
games of the league.
I would have loved to have had him as a teammate. But anyway, so they end up Googling you, like looking like, oh my God, what does Brooks look like? And Brooks had a great. I don't know if you're willing to share your line. I thought it was pretty good.
So this actually, I not proud of it, man enough to say it. But it did happen. It's actually the second time it's happened. I had a work call a little while back, and every once in a while, the guy in the gray hair being me, and the younger guys on my team, they like to kind of
life moves on.
They like to bring up the football thing.
Sure,
And so we're on a call. This young kid is a wholesaler or something like that, and they're like, "Oh, I see you went to UW-Madison, whatever." The smart ass in the back, he's like, "Did you ever hear of Brooks Bollinger?" Kid just deadpan. No idea who that is. And I chirped up pretty quick. I said, "Yeah, but your mom does." and I did use that again.
That's a great line.
Yeah.
It's a great line. It's a great line. All right, Brooks, I know we're getting ready to go tee off, and you don't want to miss the Legends picture, right? You want to make sure you get to that.
Well, I mean, will they have it if I'm not there?
Well, it depends. If these gals are taking the picture, yes, they would. What do you make? I have talked to you a little bit about throughout this whole process with Mac leaving. Give us kind of your 1,000 picture. I know you're not – you want this – we all want great things to happen here. What are you looking for in this next process with however this shakes out?
Yeah, I think it's fast. I mean, college athletics generally fascinating. Obviously, the situation here fascinating on multiple fronts. I think one of the things I'm interested to see is, it's an interesting time as well because you got Chancellor and AD at the same time. And I think whenever you're in this world we live in that is so rapidly evolving and nobody really knows what 3 years from now is going to look like on the landscape of college athletics, I think there's a couple things that you have to lean into that allow you to navigate that. And one is be who you are and leaning into who are we, what makes this place unique, and two is alignment from the top down. and having that partnership of driving our best path forward. So, and then I think with all that said, I just think across the whole landscape, across the country, is what does the new machine look like that supports college athletics? You know, I know what it looked like 20 years ago with AD, associate ADs, et cetera. It's a different machine now. And how do we think about how that needs to be built and what kind of skill sets you need in those different spots? I think it looks different than it has before, and I'm interested to see what that is.
When you say it looks different, what do you think? And you're a successful businessman. What does it need to look like?
Well, I think there has to be – I think kind of the directions that I see happening is kind of like, do you bring in private sector, CEOs? Is there a pro sports background that's required? Are you more of a traditional kind of administrator, something on that spectrum? I think the reality is today with the revenue, in my opinion, having a pro sports background and having sat in alignment with ticket revenue, different revenue models, understanding salary cap and how to build that out, I think is an important piece of it. So I think you need both, right? I think you really do. I think you need that component of it. But we saw it. What was it? Michigan hired the Domino's guy a while back.
Papa John?
Papa John. It was one of them. But it did go well, right? So I think you can't do that in lieu of losing, I think, the magic of what the core of Madison is and what the core of college athletics is. And everybody's trying to figure that out. It's like, hey, we have this thing that has been so special for so long, that being college athletics and the student athlete and the whole idea of it, extra special here given what Madison is. How do we thread the needle and operate in this, new world, but not lose some of the magic?
Don't we have to fix the new world first? And this we can't get the toothpaste back in the tube, but it is not getting money for your name, image, and likeness. It is, here is how much we will pay you to come to our school.
Right.
And if that continues to be the case, there are a lot of schools that have proud traditions that are in deep you-know-what.
Yeah.
Right? Because we can't keep just, I don't know if Ted Kellner's here yet or not, but, are we hitting him up while he's here? Like, that's what we're
I think
reduced
we just
to.
have somebody full-time walk next to him anywhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anywhere. And just –
you better hit good today. You're with him and Barry?
Yeah.
Yeah, you better be at your best.
No pressure.
It's stressful.
Did you bring your son instead? Because he's better
here.
than you.
He's actually
He
here.
won every award last year.
He's not another.
Is he back as a legend or is he back as just a
He's
player?
just a regular person.
Oh.
He had a short stint as a legend. But I think you're right. I don't know how to fit. I don't know how that looked. I think
right.
I said 5 years ago, I think we probably live in a world where football and basketball and the high-end revenue sports end up breaking away and having their own governed body.
Right. SEC was talking about that like this week.
And I think it'll look like, 2 conferences, 4 divisions in each conference, make it more geographically make sense. That's my best guess. I think you gotta kind of build both, right? Because there's still a piece of me. I don't know what the non-revenue looks like.
Right.
But I think it's important.
It is incredibly
important. It's what I grew up with. It's what I believe in. That college athlete experience. It's better there in some ways in my mind than it is for the revenue sports.
I agree.
They're getting treated like pro athletes when they're in high school. It's hard for me, and it's a different experience. This other stuff we have to find a way to protect and support and grow and provide those kids that opportunity, just because I think it's important to the fabric of the institution. Once that happens, if it does, and you break away and you got these pro athletes representing your school or however that looks, that has a whole different feel for how it impacts the fabric of your university and your student experience, And I don't want to live in a world. I would rather double down on, again, I said be who you are. I think you got to find a way to say, hey, whatever happens out there, what's most important to us? and this institution. And that might, impact how things come out the other side. But I think you got to decide, because I would rather go down playing our game and not being able to compete the same way in the new world order. Again, this is just Brooks talk.
Right.
You just drop a third person.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
This is just
Isn't that
Brooks
amazing?
being Brooks. That's Brooks being
Brooks has got to focus on
This
Brooks.
Kush, yeah, I do. And I got plenty of my own problems.
Well, tell us some. Let's hear a couple.
Well, you got a tea time, so don't make them too deep.
I got a lot of humans I'm responsible for. Let's put it that way.
That makes even more sense. All right, so before we let you go, you're going to be playing with Barry and with Ted. And what does it mean to come back to this place? Because this is I hate to say it, and I was talking to Matt LePay a little bit earlier about this, the whole reunion and everything else. It's going to look a heck of a lot different with athletes that are from 22 and 23 on, 2022. This stuff, I don't know if it's going to be there.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
It does. I was driving, we drove in late last night, and they're coming down East Wash, and I started talking about the Avenue Bar. And I'm like, if I could go back in time, and my wife's not going to listen to this, so that's fine, right? But there's things.
We're here.
We'll make sure we send it over.
But a Saturday night at the Avenue Bar, fluff work in the front door, probably a heater going, okay, and place is electric, and there's a three-man polka band, same guys, polka bands rocking, 60-year-old lady up on her chair dancing the polka in the red sweater. I mean, I can picture that movie and how special that feeling was, of how important we all were to each other, how important we felt
to the community,
to the school, the athletic department, the community, the state.
Mm-hmm.
That through line of it meaning something.
It's waning.
It is, and I don't know what the other side looks like, and I think that, I see how high schools are now behaving, and I see what that's driving. It goes
right.
down. It goes down market, and
yep.
It just becomes so transactional that you lose something. I'm not mad at the kids for making the money.
No,
would have been nice.
That would have been real nice.
But there's something special and magical and life changing. So to your question, to be able to come back and be around those people again, and it's everything to me. It's who I am.
Last time you were here, you told your great story about your incredible career with the Florida Tuskers. I had forgotten this. You were drafted to play baseball?
Yeah.
Was that ever a consideration for you?
No, and there's reasons for that. Probably the first place was I wasn't good enough. But so
Brooks wasn't good enough.
We're done.
Okay.
Brooks couldn't hit a curveball.
You got to sit back, Brooks.
So I played. I was a good baseball player in high school and whatever, and we had legions. I actually didn't even play my last summer because I came down here to get started. So Lasorda spoke to us at both the Rose Bowls, like on Tuesday practice or whatever. And the second one, when I was playing, Barry calls me over in the middle of pat and go and is like, "Hey, Brooks, I want you to meet Tom." I'm like, "Oh, this is Tom Lasorda." Dude, it's unbelievable. And I grew up a Giants fan, so it was, there's that. But it was unreal. And Tom goes, "Hey, I heard you're a ball player." And I was like, "Yeah, I played." He asked me a couple of questions, and I'm just trying to keep my head above water and not miss a handoff in the Rose Bowl. And I got home that spring, and all of a sudden my dad's like, "The weirdest thing, man, the L.A. Dodgers have been calling, like, your Legion coach, your high school, etc. Like,
you're going to be the next Mike Piazza.
What's going on?" So I'm on the golf course, and this is hilarious. I was on Lincoln Golf Course, and we had the cell phones, and you had the big one, right? And you're like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Hey, I'm Tom so-and-so at the Dodgers. We want to come work you out." And I said, "Listen, Mr. Tom, I really appreciate that. I haven't played baseball in a couple of years, and I don't want to waste your time." He goes, "Listen, Mr. Lasorda tells us to work somebody out. We work them out. We'll be there in 2 days." I immediately call my buddy. I'm like, "Do you got a glove?" and we jumped the fence at the Legion Field. He threw me BP in the deal. They had like 4 people come out and, feel the grounders hit and did all that. And then I'm driving back. I'm Jiffy Lube, getting my oil change to come back to Manhattan. My sister, I call home, and my sister answers. She goes, hey, oh, yeah, by the way, some guy just called and something about the drafted by the Dodgers. So I don't know. And they offered me $500 to go out to Montana and play for the summer. So that would
have been fun.
I didn't feel like having that conversation with Dad. I'm going to leave the summer workouts.
That's
I'm going
funny.
to.
Yeah. I am so glad I asked. Brooks, great to see you.
Likewise.
We'll check it again next season.
Thank you.
Tausch,
Thanks,
I assume that Brooks is a UW
Brooks
Credit
for sure,
Union
even if
member,
he wasn't
'cause we
UW
are.
Credit Union member for every stage of life. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Join today at uwcu.org, insured by NCAA. Terms and conditions do apply. We do need you to say how much you love Evan Cohen and on Sportsmike. I'm sure you're listening every day.
I think he's probably.
Is he the greatest host or just the best?
I think he's probably the finest host in this generation for sure. I mean, you can get into.
So you got Howard Stern.
How do you compare generations?
I don't know.
That's always the debate.
Yeah.
Right. You've been in the locker room.
Yep.
You know how those go. And I mean, just he's got the face.
He does
behind it, too,
for radio.
and
Yeah.
the presence.
He's got the presence. Yep.
So he's the best.
There you go.
More Wilde and Tausch without both these guys next. So stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All day, every day. The Cardless Talk and Text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Cardless Talk and Text line. This is more.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Mark Tausch here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Get out of the house this summer and head to Road America, conveniently located between Madison, Milwaukee, and Green Bay. This legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course has been hosting the world's best racers since 1955. Bring the whole family. Kids 16 and under get in free with a paying adult at the gate. You can camp on site, explore the grounds, and take in the racing your way. It's more than just a race, it's a full experience. Moto America is up next, and it's coming May 29th through the 31st. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
Summertime is when you'll find the largest selection of homes on the market.
But it's the bottom of the night, as it's also the time when homes move the quickest.
This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Andrea Woshinski. With more buyers competing, preparation, speed, and expert local guidance can make all the difference.
Start your home journey today with our white glove service at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
A real estate team driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
You've always been competitive at work, in the gym, even with your kids. But lately you feel off. Workouts take longer to recover from. Your drive just isn't there. You know, it might not be your age. It could be low testosterone. At Mentality, we'll get to the bottom of what's really going on and build a personalized plan using testosterone replacement and peptide therapies to help restore your energy, focus, and drive. Get back the energy to being dad again. Book your appointment with Mentality at lowtusa.com. Again, that's lowtusa.com.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Strofe. A couple of months ago, I knew one thing for sure. I had the girl. What I didn't know was what came next. Luckily, a friend of mine told me about the team at Robert Hack Diamonds and the job they do, getting you from knowing you have the girl to down on one knee. I had never been through this process before buying an engagement ring. I had an idea of what she wanted. She'd sent me pictures of some hints and some ideas, but I wanted it to be special and different, and that's where Robert Hack Diamonds came in. They created my fiance's dream ring, and it made that moment, that yes, that much more special. So if you, like me, know you've got the girl but don't really know what comes next, go see the team at Robert Hack Diamonds. 3 locations in the Milwaukee area, 1 in Greenfield, where I went, and 2 in Brookfield, north and south. Their custom jewelry is made on site, lab-grown options, natural diamond options, and all the in-betweens. Stop in today or visit them online, roberthackdiamonds.com. That's Robert Hack, H-A-A-C-K, diamonds.com. And after you get that yes, like me, you'll say, heck yeah, thanks to Robert Hack Diamonds.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, 855-PELLA-WI, or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Wilde and Tausch continues from the Legends golf outing here at University Ridge. I'm just going to be flat out honest with you. We had Travis Frederick, Lauren Carlini, one of the best centers to play in the NFL in the last 40 years. Lauren Carlini, the Olympics, the U.S. Olympic team setter and one of the all-time great setters in volleyball history. We had Barry Alvarez, who is an icon for a myriad of reasons. And we had Brooks Bollinger, who is, for my money, still the greatest quarter. I mean, if you want to say Russell Wilson for the 6 months he was on campus, fine. But given how much he won, I would say that Brooks Bollinger is the greatest Badgers quarterback. I don't know how to sell the remaining hour of the show because it's, Riley, it's you and me.
Yep.
Tausch is out. He's out playing. They just all drove by. And by the way, we had like legends who wanted to get on the show that couldn't because we didn't have enough show before they teed off. We turned down Matt LePay. We turned down Brad Davison was here with his wife. And the Bus family is very excited. I'm sure they were expecting both of them to join us. And instead, neither of them did, and they're all out golfing now. So it's you and me the rest of the way, buddy.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, you're a Badgers legend in your own.
I don't know about
your own
that.
mind.
Yeah, we'll say that.
We'll play some trivia. We'll do some Riley. We might actually talk a little bit of Packers since we've spent a lot of time on Badger stuff so far today. That's all ahead in the 11 o'clock hour, and then we'll close up shop, of course, with our Feel Good Friday painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints. But before that, I need to remind you that Steinhaffel's extended Memorial Day sale is still going, and it ends this weekend. It's your last chance to shop part of this Steinhaffel's extended Memorial Day sale. You'll save up to 30% off store-wide, plus score deals like a Beauty Sleep mattress for just $399, sofas starting at $499, and more. Plus, they're offering Steinhaffel's 18-month 0% financing, so your dream space is well within reach. So head into Steinhaffel's or shop anytime on Steinhaffels.com. Don't miss the Memorial Day sale at Steinhaffel's, Wisconsin's furniture and mattress leader. Steinhaffel's. Relax. It's Steinhaffel's. The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Get a $1,000 trade-in bonus. Any make, any model, any condition. You'll be surprised at how much you'll get for your trade at the Cunis Trade-Up event, happening now at your nearby Milwaukee Metro Cunis dealerships in Oak Creek, Greenfield, and Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall. That's right, any make, any model, any condition. Get a $1,000 trade-in bonus and take advantage of great new vehicle specials from Chevrolet, GMC, and Buick. Looking for value? Shop over 3,000 pre-owned vehicles group-wide with models for every lifestyle and payments for every budget. Plus, we'll buy your car even if you don't buy one from us. The Cunis Trade-Up event is happening now. Get a $1,000 trade-in bonus. Any make, any model, any condition. For a limited time only. Find your nearest location at shopcunis.com.
An unsuspecting driver at a gas station in Wisconsin.
Welcome, Pump 15. How you doing?
Great.
Were you wearing your seatbelt today?
I never wear my seatbelt.
We're going to get him. We're going to get him real good.
Oh, my goodness.
Hello, sir. How you doing? Dollar Driver. It takes 1 second to strap a seatbelt on. Well, let's do this. Let's do it together. Now, don't that feel better?
Donald Driver can't always be there to remind you.
Click it or ticket.
And let's reduce fatalities on Wisconsin roadways.
And I should have recognized your voice when you're harassing.
I'm watching you.
Sponsored by Wisconsin DOT.
Your local bar could be your ticket to a global stage. Michelob Ultra Soccer Shootout is giving fans the chance to win tickets to the FIFA World Cup 26 at Potawatomi Casino Hotel starting at 12:30 on Saturday, May 30th. Also enjoy Michelob Ultra at Stenny's Lake Country, Elbow Room Cedarburg, and Social House. Your neighborhood, your shot at the world's biggest game. Play for the chance to witness history. Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 26. Enjoy responsibly. 2026 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21+, void where prohibited.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. And, well, we've got plenty of time next week to talk more about the Packers as they'll have another OTA availability, and hopefully the locker room will be open for it as we wait to see what the developments might be in the coming days and weeks with running back Josh Jacobs and his legal situation. This came out 2 days ago, right? It came out the same day that we were at OTAs with the Packers. The two quarterbacks for the Minnesota Vikings, and I was actually going to ask former Minnesota Vikings quarterback Brooks Bollinger about this because he's been in plenty of quarterback rooms. But Riley, you saw this too, right? Before I sent it along, the two answers that are about as distant from each other as me to the green of the nearest hole here at University Ridge, between Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy. Mm-hmm. Both of them asked separately in separate media sessions at the Vikings OTA practice about the dynamic in the quarterback room.
Yes. I don't know if I've seen less media training from a particular individual than I did from J.J. McCarthy.
And by the way, I'm not going to be a hypocrite here. Like, I want guys to be honest, right? I don't want them to misrepresent. And so I found myself listening to these two things, thinking, okay, is Kyler Murray being dishonest and J.J. McCarthy telling the truth? But I don't think that that's necessarily the case. So here. From the Vikings OTA practice media session are Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy, who are at least theoretically competing for the starting quarterback job. I think you signed Kyler Murray to be your starter, not to back up J.J. McCarthy. But here are both of those quarterbacks talking about the dynamic in the QB room in Minnesota.
With JJ to this point?
It's been great. Obviously, I know he's a younger guy, so any way I can help him. Obviously, I feel like I've played 7 years now, going on 8, so I'm considered a veteran, even though I don't see myself as that. Give him any knowledge that he needs. Again, we're both competitors, and I know we both want what's best for the team.
Has he been receptive to hearing criticism?
Of course. Yeah, he's overly acceptive, and he's always communicating, asking questions, stuff like that. So it's been good.
JJ, what's your relationship been like with Kyler so far?
It's just like two guys in a classroom. He sits on one side, I sit on the other side, and it's the coach's responsibility to teach us and coach us. So,
is there any awkwardness like between you two?
Awkwardness, it's just like the same feeling, when you're in high school and there's another person on the other side of the room. That's just kind of how it is. So I wouldn't say there's any awkwardness.
There is now.
Just like high school.
So before I give my old guy take, Riley, when you saw these two answers, what did you think?
I thought that was the worst possible answer you could give if you're J.J. McCarthy. Like, that's such a softball question. Like, I understand you want them to be honest. And I feel like you can still give an honest answer saying that, his mentorship has been great. I'm gunning for the starting job. He's making me better. We're competing. Something along those lines. Like, spin it in a positive manner where you're not like, it's just like high school. He sits on one side. Like, clearly indicating that they don't talk. So, or at least making it seem like that.
Or at least that he's not interested in talking to Kyler. Look, Kyler Murray, while his time in Arizona, and I have a good friend who works for the Cardinals, obviously his time in Arizona did not go the way the Cardinals wanted it to. You don't draft a guy number 1 overall for him to have the career he's had to this point. There were some up moments, but there were some disappointments. At the same time, he clearly at least has been a starting quarterback in the NFL, so he understands the game with media. But he sounds to me like the guy who's confident that I'm the guy. Yeah. I'm not threatened by this guy. So if he wants me to help him, I'm going to help him, which is, by the way, how most NFL players behave. It's one of the cool things about the NFL and about sports in general is that you can be competing for the same opportunities and still help each other. And you could both benefit from it, right? I mean, in fairness to J.J. McCarthy, he clearly does not want Kyler Murray there. We get it, right? You wanted to be the guy. At the same time, if you'd have played better, he wouldn't be there. And so as a competitor, I want him to say, you know what, Kyler's been great. Whenever I haven't asked him a lot of questions, but when I do, he's more than happy to help. But look, I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I wish he wasn't here. Because that would mean that I played well enough to be the starting quarterback. And instead I'm competing for that opportunity, and I'm going to kick his butt. That's my goal. And he wants to kick my butt. And so, we're not hanging out and drinking wine together on Friday nights. But, we got a good working relationship, and I'm sure that'll develop as we go through the offseason and training. Like, it is not that hard. He came off as a guy who is a petulant, I should be the starter, even though I wasn't very good last year. And I'm mad that the team signed him. And instead of saying, I have no one but myself to blame that he is here, he instead reacted to that. And look, I'd be saying this if this was happening in the Packers locker room too. Like, I'm not, I could talk big because, the Packers dynamic is different. Well, yeah, I guess. But, like, if Aaron Rodgers, like, I lived this in a different way. Like, Brett Favre had no interest the first 2 years in Aaron Rodgers. In fact, he was so mad that Rodgers was there. Like, and I know Tausch was up in the Dells for the Tellurian golf outing, and Favre retold the story with Frank Caliendo about getting all the guys to sign Rodgers' helmet and him having to have to, it's a great story because what happens in the NFL is if you have something that you need for a charity, you put it on a table in the locker room and then with a note, and everybody comes and signs it. And Favre did that, but he did it with Rodgers' actual helmet. And so all the guys signed it. And so it's a great story, right? It's a fun story. Little mean-spirited probably, but, that's what happens when you're the new guy. But those guys, obviously, by their third year, the relationship was different. I understand. This is a couple of weeks into the offseason and them being teammates. But he comes across as a guy that thinks he deserved better. And the way he played, he didn't. He didn't play well enough for them not to have a reason to sign Kyler Murray. So I thought this was a bad look. Very terrible look.
Very immature. And it's not like, it's the National Football League. Like, you're not just given anything, especially when you have your first year as the guy, the starter, and you're really the only reason that the team doesn't finish higher up in the division. Like, he held that team back significantly last season, and he's all pissed off that they brought in a better quarterback to take the starting job. It just doesn't make sense. And I feel like even you can apply this to almost every job, maybe not every single job or profession, but you're competing with other reporters for scoops or stories or edges, and that doesn't mean you hate everyone you work. Like, you can still have good relationships with people you're competing with. So it's funny. I'm glad it's happening on the Vikings, but it's just ridiculous from J.J. McCarthy.
Right, and the other part of it is he's not like a guard. Mm-hmm. He's not like a nose tackle, like where maybe, you're not the face of the franchise level position player. Like if he gets what he wants and he's the starting quarterback, he's supposed to be better with an answer like that. Like regardless of whether he's going to be a starter or not. Like quarterbacks, like you heard Brooks, right? I mean, we gave him a hard time about talking about himself in the third person. Mm-hmm. But he's one of the guys. That's Tausch will tell you, having played with him, that was one of the great things. He had really good leadership skills, but he also was one of the guys. And for him to have success in the NFL, given his pedigree and how far he came, like that tells you a lot about his character. This tells you a little bit about J.J. McCarthy's character, and it's not a good one. All right, we need to play some trivia. Riley, what is today's category, and what caller would you like?
So today's category, you're at the Legends golf outing. So I figured the category today would be Wisconsin Legends.
Nice.
So native-born Wisconsinites that I would consider legendary. So I'm actually pretty excited for this category. I'll take caller 20. Give people a little time to call in.
Caller 20 right now for Wilde and Tausch Trivia, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 20 will play Wilde and Tausch Trivia, presented by Iron Jock, by Cousin Subs, and by Vortex Golf, which I'm sure people are using their Vortex Golf
those rangefinders
while they're out here. I did want to touch on one other thing from Minnesota's perspective. How big of an advantage, let's say Kyler Murray, which we both believe is the starting quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, he's playing for literally nothing. Like, well, not literally.
What do you mean?
But like, he's playing for they're paying him like the veteran minimum because he was owed so much money still from the Cardinals, and there's the offset language. How much of a benefit for a team that was in salary cap hell that they cut a few players? How big of an advantage is that for them that they've got a quarterback who's on a rookie deal who they don't apparently like all that much, and they've got a starting caliber guy who is who's being paid the veterans minimum?
Yeah, wouldn't you say? Isn't the quarterback the most expensive position on the roster? And you're paying pennies on the dollar for two guys that, it seems like really one is only a feasible starter in the NFL. But, yeah, that seems like a pretty good deal. Pretty sweet deal if you're KOC and the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, there's no doubt that is an advantage. We'll see. I still don't think they're all that good of a football team, but we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. All right, we'll play trivia coming up after I tell you about Potawatomi Casino Hotel. You don't have to hop on a plane or board a cruise ship to feel like you've escaped. Your next getaway is waiting for you at Potawatomi. Start with the stay. The biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee, nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites that are perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big. And you're just steps away from all the cool stuff that's happening inside. And if you are hungry, boy, do they have options, and you know how much I love to eat. Whether it's the Dream Dance Steakhouse, the Marketplace, Rockin' Brews, where I love the salmon, Canal Street Cafe, Ruyi Asian Kitchen, Cream City Coffee Company, food and drink specials happening all the time. And if you're planning a wedding, a birthday, or an anniversary, their event spaces are built to make it unforgettable. Sophisticated relaxation, incredible flavor, and a full night out all in one place. Potawatomi Casino Hotel. And speaking of weddings, a quick shout-out to my friend Aaron, who is getting married today. I don't know why on earth on your wedding day you'd be listening to this program, but, buddy, I'm so happy for you. I'm glad you've found happiness and love, and we're excited for you to tie the knot today and go do something more important than listen to this show on your wedding day. Trivia is next, so stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
At Junior Achievement, we believe students learn best by doing. With support from Pieper Electric, young people are gaining real-world insight into careers that keep our communities running, from energy and engineering to skilled trades and technical innovation. Through hands-on experiences in JA BizTown, students are discovering how their interests can turn into meaningful careers. Thank you to Pieper Electric for helping inspire the next generation of builders and problem solvers. Learn more at ja.org.
From office lunches to family celebrations, Cousin Subs has the crowd-pleasing catering you need. Choose from customizable party boxes, individual box lunches, fresh-baked cookies, and our classic party chips. Everything you need to satisfy any size group, big or small. Ordering is easy online or on the Cousins app, so you can focus on the fun, not the food. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Brewers fans, this is your flawless moment. Carmeless is sending you to a VIP day at the ballpark with the Milwaukee Brewers on August 29th. We're talking 4 suite tickets, free food and beverage, and exclusive pregame batting practice access. You'll even get to experience Bernie's slide throughout a ceremonial first pitch and score a $250 gift card to the Brewers team store. Go to CarmelessBallparkSweepstakes.com to enter for your chance to win a flawless day at the ballpark. No purchase necessary. Ends June 1st, 2026. Must be 21 or older.
From large manufacturer to local pizza shop and every business in between, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions. Whatever you're building, you've got this. And Summit Credit Union's got you.
Stop buying barbecue rubs that all taste the same.
Most are loaded with sugar, fillers, and shortcuts.
Burn Pit BBQ is not.
We're a veteran-owned company right here in Wisconsin, built on doing things the right way, no shortcuts, no nonsense.
Just premium seasonings that deliver real flavor every time you fire up the grill.
Whether it's a quick dinner or feeding the whole crew, Burn Pit BBQ gives you confidence to get it right.
Burn Pit BBQ, grill with confidence.
Find us at burnpitbbq.com and now at select Walmart locations.
That's burnpitbbq.com.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease you into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Get the look you want for the home you love with 0% financing options available. So you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free at-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Offer expires May 31st, 2026.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. After your round, stop in the clubhouse for food and drinks. Call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com.
Sushi is more than a meal. It's an art form, and now you're invited to create it. St. Kate the Arts Hotel presents Studio Sessions, The Art of the Roll, an intimate, hands-on evening inside the studio kitchen and cocktails where guests are welcome with a complimentary cocktail, wine, beer, or sake, then guided through crafting 3 stunning sushi rolls from the very first fold to the final cut. This is culinary artistry made personal. Reserve your evening at stkatearts.com.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a legendary group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 5th through the 7th with an exciting team competition at TPC Wisconsin in Madison. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Little Big Town with special guests Randy Houser and May Estes. Friday, June 5th at Breeze Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, 855-PELLA-WI, or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
and Tausch rolls on from the Legends golf outing. I get to see, one of my favorite Legends is going to get a snack, and I cover that guy as a high school player. It's Brian Butch, ladies and gentlemen, working his way through. We need to play some trivia. Speaking of legendary things, it is a legendary opportunity to be a first-time contestant in today's edition of Wilde and Tausch Trivia, presented by Iron Jock, Cousin Subs, and Vortex Golf.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is presented by Vortex Golf, rangefinders you can bet on. By Iron Jock, no stink, just performance, and proudly Wisconsin built. Shop now at ironjock.com. And by Cousin Subs. Have a grad to celebrate? Purchase $30 in Cousin Subs gift cards and receive a free 7.5-inch sub. Cousin Subs, they believe in better.
Let's welcome in our first-time contestant. It is Jay, who is on his way to Wapaka. Jay, good morning. How are you?
Feeling good, looking good, you know? That's all I can say. It's a beautiful day outside.
And your tires are full of air. That's all you need. All right, let's go. Question number 1 is this in the category of Wisconsin legends. I do not see Brian Butch's name on the list of legends. Sorry, Butchie. Question number 1. Legendary actor Willem Dafoe from Appleton, Wisconsin, played which iconic Spider-Man villain? Was he Venom, Green Goblin, or PJ Fleck?
We'll go with A.
Venom. I am not a superhero villain guy. Now, Willem Dafoe is also like the influential uncle to Aquaman, isn't he the one who trains Jason Momoa?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes, that is correct.
That's the only superhero role that I knew of. From
Jay,
him.
are you familiar with Willem Dafoe? What would have been a role he had that you would know?
Good question.
I'm not going to lie. I'm more of a Star Wars guy, so I have no clue. I have no clue who that is.
All right.
Mississippi Burning, if you're really old like me. All right, question 2. Jay, let's try and bounce.
Kind of young.
Yeah, I can believe me. Most people are compared to this. Question 2. Legendary author Laura Ingalls Wilder from Pepin, Wisconsin, wrote which beloved book series? Is it To Kill a Mockingbird, Anne of Green Gables, or Little House on the Prairie?
Whew. I'll tell you what, not a big book guy either. We'll go A again.
It is a rocky start for you, Jay. But as long as you get to Wapaka safely, that's what matters most. I like your chances on this one. Okay,
all right,
although
here we go.
Although this may be a little bit older for you as well.
Yeah.
Here we go. Question 3. Legendary comedian Chris Farley from Madison, Wisconsin, who also had the same birthday as me.
Hey.
Played several renowned characters throughout his career, including one famous one who used to say, "You'll be living in a van down by the river."
That was a good impersonation.
Thank you very much. What was that character's name? Was he Tommy Callahan, Matt Foley, or Bennett Brower?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You know, AAA. We're going A again.
Oh, no. On a day when A was never the right answer.
Come on.
That would be inspirational speaker Matt Foley that you were looking for there.
Rats.
Well, Jay, your tires are pumped up. You're on your way to spend a fun weekend in Wapaka. You got your first-time contestancy out of the way, so next time you can go 3 for 3 when you play as a second-time contestant. Other than that, you got one entry for being the correct caller, and who knows? Maybe you'll beat the odds when we get lucky.
Yep, that's all we need. We're going to Pato if I win.
All right.
There you go. All right, drive safely, buddy. We appreciate you. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
That is Wilde and Tausch trivia, such that it was.
Yes. Man, I was so fired up about those questions, too. Alas.
And the thing is, you're a young person.
Yeah.
And even you knew Matt Foley.
Yeah, I knew Matt Foley. I mean, my dad would always have us watch, like, his SNL skits, like the Chippendales, the Zagat's TV Guide.
Yeah, I know.
Where he's like, Adam Sandler just can't keep a straight face. Like, they're hilarious. So I thought that was kind of just institutional knowledge if you're from the state of Wisconsin. But
by the way, speaking of skits on SNL, have you seen it? It comes up in my reels from time to time, where not Ryan Reynolds,
Ryan Gosling,
yes, is Beavis, and he's sitting behind a the moderator at a round table about AI, and it's just it makes. Everyone breaks up during the. That's when I know a skit is good, when everybody's laughing as they're trying to get through it. Kind of like this show. All right, we will get to Woe Riley, and we will draw our trivia winner coming up on the other side as we continue. I'm looking over the course. I see lots of golfers. Does anybody see Tausch yet? Has there been a Tausch sighting? Our team is keeping an eye out for Tausch.
Waiting with bated breath.
I'm hoping with that knee of his he can get through all 18 holes. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Buying or selling a home isn't just a transaction. It's one of life's biggest decisions.
That's why clarity, trust, and the right guidance matter, especially in an ever-changing market.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
I'm John Lorenz.
And I'm Taylor Mangini. Our team delivers a white glove experience at every price point, combining expert negotiation, local insight, and genuine care.
Get started today with a team you can trust at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
Looking to transform your home with stylish furniture and home accessories without breaking the bank? At your local IKEA in Oak Creek, they believe everyone deserves a beautiful and affordable living experience that enhances your everyday life. From comfortable and fashionable sofas and sectionals, to kitchens full of inspiration, to bedrooms designed to help you find your best sleep and relaxation, IKEA's home furnishing combines form and function to fit any lifestyle and budget. Visit IKEA Oak Creek today or explore their collection online at ikea.com/US.
Your local bar could be your ticket to a global stage. Michelob Ultra Soccer Shootout is giving fans the chance to win tickets to the FIFA World Cup 26 at Potawatomi Casino Hotel starting at 12:30 on Saturday, May 30th. Also enjoy Michelob Ultra at Stenny's Lake Country, Elbow Room Cedarburg, and Social House. Your neighborhood, your shot at the world's biggest game. Play for the chance to witness history. Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 26. Enjoy responsibly. 2026 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21+, void where prohibited.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Homer here. I've been on the journey since January. I've already lost 27 pounds on my way to 30, and I'll do it. What I love most is how safe and easy the program has been. No complicated plans, just real results that fit into everyday life. If you've been looking for a weight loss program that really works, this is it. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com, MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
Mark Tausch here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
As we continue to search for the big fella on the expansive University Ridge course, I did get to see one of my other favorite big fellas. I saw Jocko.
Jocko.
Green right now.
One of the best in the biz.
He is one of the best, no doubt. Beloved character, to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
Time now for Whoa Riley.
Topic is good. The guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
All right, Jason. I have been fortunate enough to be able to talk a decent amount of college football during my week filling in on this show.
That's really your game, isn't it? You do love that.
I love college football. It is by and large, like far and away, my favorite sport. College football, I'm all about it. So, I don't know if you saw, I believe this started yesterday, maybe 2 days ago, but the feud between Texas and Texas Tech going on. Have you seen any of that, or do I need to give you the quick rundown?
You're going to have to fill me in, Riley. What do you got?
All right, so Texas head coach at SEC Media Days made some disparaging comments towards Texas Tech without mentioning them by name. He just said that there was a team in the state that competed in a conference where Texas could go undefeated if they played their 2s and 3s, suggesting that Texas could go undefeated in the Big 12 with their 2s and 3s. Insane. So then Texas Tech claps back, essentially saying bet, and they challenge Texas. They're saying if you think you can beat us and our entire conference with your 2s and 3s, come play us week 1. And the head coach calls both week 1 opponents for both Texas and Texas Tech, Abilene Christian and Texas State. He calls both of their coaches saying, hey, we will pay your buyout. We will up your buyout if you guys are willing to drop the game with Texas and us and play each other instead so we can make this work.
I love this.
Yeah. And so both coaches agree to it. And they also call Jerry's, like they set it up with AT&T Stadium. Like, essentially, Texas Tech has figured out all the logistics to making this happen and telling Texas, hey, we're figuring it all out for you. We will pay all the money for you. Play us.
Oh,
if you think you can beat us, play us.
And what did Sark say?
And they have gone radio silent. Texas has not responded since the Big 12 Conference officially has come out and made statements. Texas Tech has officially come out and made statements. Nothing. Not a peep from the SEC or Texas. It is hilarious. This is why I love college football. Like, you don't get this anywhere else.
I was going to say, you don't even get this in college football, though.
Not normally,
right?
No.
Like, for them to basically call them out on this and say, okay, if that's how you're going to talk, let's go. Now, how do we view that matchup if it actually came to fruition?
It would be a very good matchup. I don't know. I don't think they've released the AP poll yet, but Texas and Texas Tech would both be top 10 teams.
Right. What a great idea. I mean, and a bunch of respect to, is it Joey McGuire?
Yep, Joey McGuire, Texas Tech head coach.
I almost called him Jerry McGuire, and I stopped short. That's great. Kudos to him for calling him out on that BS. I love it.
Yeah. I don't think, more than likely, Texas is going to find...
It's not going to happen.
They're going to find a way to get out. Like, it's not going to happen. But, like, if you're Texas, I believe...
Words matter.
Yeah. Like, you're writing a check with your mouth that your butt can't cash. Like, I don't think there's any way they come out of this without some sort of stain or black eye in the program.
But the great thing about the world that we and look, I don't think they would actually play their 2s and their 3s if this game actually happened. But I love the fact that they called them out, and in an era where this will go away, right? The news cycle will have something else in a few days. But this is one of those great moments where you shot your mouth off, and somebody, like, the fact that they went through the logistics of all this is chef's kiss.
Yes, I would agree. And now I hope, because we know it's not going to happen, that somehow in the playoff they get to see each other and we get the culmination of all this drama eventually. But we shall see.
Whoa, Riley.
All right, Jason, are you a big NBA guy? Not really, right?
No, I usually have the this is the time of year where I have NBA playoff games on TV instead of Law & Order or FBI reruns while I'm writing, because Tausch, for some reason, doesn't understand this. I don't want to watch something that I actually want to watch, like that I have to pay attention to the plot line. Kind of like him walking while watching
walking
a show.
with Homefront or whatever it is.
Yeah, very weird. Homeland?
Homeland, yeah.
No, so I want something on that I don't really care much about. If I look up at it for a second, fine. But I working in loud press boxes throughout my career, like, it's just how I write. So, yeah, I have NBA games on, and I'm excited that there's a 7th game of the Western Conference Finals to give me more basketball to have on in the background.
Yeah,
but I don't care about it.
Okay, I'm pretty much in the same boat. Like, I'll turn an NBA game on if I really need white noise or just want a distraction. But I don't tune in at all in the regular season, and I tune in a little bit come playoff time. But this OKC San Antonio series has been awesome. I have been able to watch most of the games in this series, and it has rocked back and forth. You got Wemby versus Shea, all the storylines. It's both teams of young nuclei. It's been fun. So who do you have in Game 7? San Antonio or OKC?
I want San Antonio. I think either of the teams that win this are better than the Knicks. But again, I'm not Justin Garcia here, our Bucks buddy. I am curious though. I didn't realize this because I don't watch NBA regular season basketball. But someone put together a montage from, I think it was from Game 5. Of all the times that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander falls down after he shoots.
Yep.
That is unbelievable.
It is so frustrating to watch.
Like, if he shoots 27 shots in a game, he is on the ground for like 23 of them. Weird.
Yeah. I don't understand it. I have a friend who's an Oklahoma City fan and like diehard, so he watches every game. He's like, "No, you just don't understand." Blah blah blah. Like, that's just how that's how it goes.
How does he explain that? He's not getting.
No one gives an explanation.
Right. He falls down. He's not even being touched.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense.
Those are not the fundamentals that we look to teach. But hey, if he gets calls, great. And did I see the other news from the NBA is the Knicks player who broke his pinky underwent surgery and believes he will play in Game 1
Oh, wow.
of the finals.
Potentially.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I am not sure. Again, I don't really follow the NBA. I've just been following this
I got
series.
that alert as I was driving here.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Well, I believe it.
Whoa, Nelly! Try to get it in your sports center, would you?
All right, I'll throw it in right at the end. Last one for me, Jason. As you can see, I'm donning my Milton Redhawks wrestling shirt. I'll be down calling Milton versus Sun Prairie West on our ESPN Madison YouTube channel today.
You can't do that.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
It's admitting bias. We've talked about this, Jay. It's admitting bias. I'm not gonna wear it for the broadcast. I'm wearing it before. We're gonna change into some ESPN Madison garb.
You're gonna wear that underneath your polo?
Not my polo, a quarter zip. So yeah,
Well, you're gonna wear it underneath, so it'll still be close to your heart.
Exactly.
For your Red Hawks.
Exactly. So we've talked before about admitting biases, like how biased should I be during the broadcast, and how open should I be with admitting that, like, hey, I'm a Milton Redhawk. I'm kind of rooting for them to win tonight.
So that's a good question. I would say there's a couple of things, since my brain does not work the way yours does as a non-fan. But, like, for example, when I have coached our girls in sports, they would tell you that I'm probably harder on them because I want to overcorrect any bias that they might see. Obviously, I don't root for the home team, even my alma mater, if I'm covering them in a professional manner. But I appreciate you're from a different era and a different role.
Yep.
But if I was Sun Prairie West and a Wolves fan, I would like you to show a modicum of professionalism and not allow your high school colors to bleed through. So
all right.
I want you to hit it down the middle like Tausch is trying to do out at University Ridge here. How effective, like, if there's an exciting play that goes the Wolves' way, I want you to be enthusiastic, like I've heard you call many games during your career. And if there's a Milton play that goes their way, that's a huge play. You know, they throw out a guy at the plate or something. I want energy and excitement. I just want you to call it both ways, like Jesse would tell you from his umpiring days.
All right. I think I can do that. Appreciate the insight.
I don't believe it.
You listen, tune in. Everyone, tune in tonight to our Prep Mania broadcast. See if you can tell I'm biased. I think I'm going to be able to split it down the middle. Maybe a hair if we're talking Milton's right field, Sun Prairie West is left field. Maybe hit a little draw.
Shade. Yeah, shade.
Yeah, a little opposite field. Just a twinge. All
right. So, and you've got the best in the business and Dennis Semrau with you. He will keep you honest. That's a good part of this. All right, before we can get to Feel Good Friday, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints, do you have your chips to pick this week's winner?
I do. And as I'm facing the camera, eyes are closed.
The odds are against poor Jay on his way to Wapaka with his one chip.
The chip has been selected, and our winner for Wilde and Tausch Trivia this week is Tucker in Wausau. Congratulations. He nailed the Wisconsin Geography Trivia yesterday. It went 3 for 3, so deserved the win.
There you have it. All right, we will wrap up the week and wrap up the show with Feel Good Friday, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints. We'll do that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Your road to the ESPN Milwaukee Open starts with one lucky phone call. Listen to On the Tee Tuesdays from 6 to 7 p.m. on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee for your chance to qualify. 10 listeners will each receive a randomly assigned golfer in the Memorial Tournament, and the highest finish wins the grand prize twosome.
Thanks to Delzer, a division of Proof, The Bog, Marquette Athletics, Tony Wendorf and Associates, Events by Design, Boucher Automotive, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, Loyal Family Renovations, Gruber Law Offices, and Siding Unlimited.
Vortex Golf makes rangefinders for serious golfers who need an accurate number every time. With 3 options, the Blade, Blade Slope, and Anarch, there's a Vortex rangefinder that fits your game. Crystal clear optics and features like image stabilization keep you steady in big moments. Plus, every Vortex Golf product is backed by a no-questions-asked lifetime warranty. If you're looking for an accurate number every time, Vortex Golf belongs on your bag. Grab yours and everything you need for golf season in Wisconsin at Shields.com.
It's a great day for Brewers baseball, and with Brewers checking from Associated Bank, you get a powerful lineup of perks all season. Leading off is Express Entry with incredible speed. Next up, 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. Sporty stuff. And third, up to 50% off home game tickets. But if you can believe it, there's even more you can score. Because with Brewers checking, you get the strongest lineup in baseball. Only from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
Mark Tausch here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
Sports are changing. Faster, stronger, smarter. So should your beer. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, crisp and refreshing, no extra baggage, built for people who go hard. Still drinking the same old light beer? You're stuck. Flight is changing the game. Level up. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. Wisconsin, are you keeping up? DJ Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our great friends at Road America, America's national park of speed. Turn your day into an experience at Road America. Conveniently located in between Madison, Milwaukee, and Green Bay, this legendary track offers more than just racing. Walk the grounds, explore every corner, and watch the action from wherever you want. Kids 16 and under get you in free with a paying adult at the gate and camp on site all weekend long. Moto America is up next, and it's coming May 29th through the 31st. Great food, great views, and non-stop action. Road America, where racing meets outdoors. Check out roadamerica.com to get tickets.
When you're getting married, the rings matter. There's something you wear for a lifetime. That's why my fiance and I went to Paul's Jewelers. Paul's Jewelers specializes in custom jewelry for life's biggest moments. Lab-grown or natural diamonds, great pricing, and a lifetime warranty, so your jewelry can be refurbished, repaired, or refitted anytime down the road. Their team made the entire process easy and stress-free. I can't wait to show off my wedding band after our big day. Create your masterpiece today by visiting Paul's Jewelers in West Allis.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
It is Feel Good Friday, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints, and it feels right, considering we are at the Legends golf outing here at University Ridge, to make our Feel Good Friday the 12-member class of the new Wisconsin Hall of Fame inductees. One of them, a former ESPN Madison intern, by the way, in Wilton, Florida. The list from, I believe this is alphabetical, Bob Bruce, Kelsey Card, Sam Decker, whose work you may be familiar with, not Derek Engler, but I see him right now, Alan Fish, Melvin Gordon, Janet Huff, Bob Karnofsky, Sis Paulson, Barbara Urbanski Lucido, Ron Vincent, and Ron Wunsch, who played golf here when I was at UW. That is your class. And congratulations to all of them. I know they're being celebrated today and deservedly so. Someday, Riley, you and Matt LePay, you'll both be in the hall together. It'll be just so many proud alumni. We'll be so proud of you that day. But for now,
if you're
we celebrate
not in
these
it,
guys instead.
If you're not in the Hall of Fame, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
if
athletic.
I'm getting
It's
in the
based
Hall of Fame.
solely on athletic skills, and you've got the jiu-jitsu going for you.
Yeah, they're going to take that into account. So,
all right, we had a great time here today. Thanks to Barry Alvarez. Thanks to Lauren Carlini. Thanks to Travis Frederick. Thanks to Brooks Bollinger, who talked about himself in the third person and could not get away with it with his old offensive lineman, Mark Tauscher. Thanks to you, Riley, for stepping in for Jesse as our cousin sub all week long. We appreciate you. Everybody who came along for the ride with us all week. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut, and when you look around right now, everything seems to be extra expensive in the world. Except this. Right now, get a large 3-topping pizza for just $10 at Pizza Hut. Try it on Pizza Hut's new hand-tossed crust. Crispy and golden outside, soft and fluffy inside, finished with garlic parm seasoning. Available for delivery or carryout. Order today at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. Pizza Hut. Feed good times. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut. Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping